What's up, everyone? Welcome to the WAN Show. I told you I was starting the thing. We've got a great show lined up for you guys this week.
Ignored you.
DeepSeek has been causing deep panic. NVIDIA's stock is down.
That was my topic.
Last time I looked at it, it was like 11%, which sounds like a lot until you consider that NVIDIA's worth like $2 to $3 trillion.
Then you know it's a lot.
Then you know it. Take the punchline. Anyway, the point is, we're also going to be talking about are hardware reviewers just kind of shouting into the void? Like the percentage of gamers that are actually watching reviews, is it significant? What else we got this week?
You can poison AI in even more fun and creative ways now. And Sony removed PSN requirements for 4 PC games. I think we talked about them adding PSN requirements for Helldivers and maybe Horizon Zero Dawn, maybe, but they did it for Spider-Man 2, Last of Us 2.
You know, we do the topic later, right?
Later. We could have talked about it right now. It's pretty short.
Yeah,
it would have been fine.
But we're not going to.
But we have to drag them on, make them keep watching. Really?
The show today is brought to you by Vessi, Odoo, and Odd Pieces. Also by our wrap partner dbrand and our chair partner Secret Lab. Why don't we jump straight into our... What's the title today? What is our headline topic? Oh, does what we do even matter?
Yeah.
This was actually inspired by a really cool visual that Paul's Hardware created.
That was awesome.
Showing how the 5080 kind of blows compared to previous generational uplifts from 80 class cards. Now, our review wasn't exactly glowing either. We pretty much pointed out that it's a bit better, but if this doesn't beat a 4090, the upcoming 5070, contrary to what NVIDIA has been claiming, absolutely will not beat a 4090. But the question that, looking at Paul's graphs and looking at the viewer retention for our 5080 review, and not just ours, but 5080 reviews around the internet, the question that it raised in my mind was, does what we're doing even make a difference? And I'm not trying to be defeatist here or anything, but the 5090 literally sold out in seconds.
Well, there was like none of them.
Literally instantaneously. This is a $2,000...
You're going to have 4 of anything, it's going to sell pretty quick.
This is a $2,000 GPU. And then the 5080, apparently bots scalped the entire stock for multiple EU countries before the official launch, thanks to a leaked distributor link. After signing a Zotac 5090 at Micro Center, Jay's 2 Cents found the thing listed on Marketplace for $5,800 later that day, which I find disgusting. They had an opportunity to price it at $5,080, and they went for $5,800? That's outrageous.
That is outrageous.
It is joke. Either way is outrageous. Please, for the love of God, /S.
Nope. You're serious.
And here is a hilarious post that is now gone from r/PCMR.
Oh, it was up before the show.
Justifying scalping.
But I'm not bad because I only scalped 1 card.
So here's the thing. Scalpers are clearly getting utterly detached from reality amounts of money for these things because they wouldn't price these things so high if nobody was buying them. NVIDIA clearly has zero incentive whatsoever to lower pricing. We talked about this in our recent video. Is now a good time to buy a PC? Right? We talked about how what happened the last time around that we had a huge spike in pricing was the dominant player in the market, and that's NVIDIA, noticed that, people will totally pay that much for this stuff.
Might well keep the prices high.
Whether we're paying tariffs or whether there is, COVIDflation or whatever the case may be, if people will pay it, that's what the market will bear, and that's going to make our shareholders real happy.
No competition.
And so I'm looking at it going, we spend how many person hours do you think went into something
days?
like our 5090 and 5080 reviews? And I'm combining them because a lot of the work was somewhat overlapping because we used it was the same driver release from NVIDIA for both cards. A lot of the testing for 5080 review was done on the 5090 review and stuff like that.
It completely dominated the output from the labs from the testers and Nick and some other people being involved for
probably a solid like 2-3
weeks.
Yeah. And then we had one writer dedicated to it for a couple of weeks, probably more like 2.5. And then
there's the, we went to CES largely for information that informed that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I think that counts.
I mean, would it be fair for me to say that there's hundreds of hours?
Oh, easily.
In those reviews.
Easily.
So we say, hey, this thing is not really that worth it. It sells out immediately. People pay scalper prices for them. And here's where this thought train kind of led to. I was looking at the number of views on our reviews for these cards, and not just ours, but also from other reviewers around the web. And I would say that looking at the 5080 and the 5090, the TAM, so the total addressable market, the total number of people that actually watch a hardware review video for a GPU is probably somewhere between
the Lamborghini of the GPUs.
Either way,
which
because
tends to get more views.
Sure. Because we get way fewer views on the cards that people buy more, actually.
Yes, yeah.
So even for the best case scenario, the TAM is probably somewhere between 4 and 6 million people.
Because there's a lot of crosstalk. People watch more than one video.
There'll be a ton of overlap because we aren't the only ones who for years have said, hey, don't just take one review's word for it.
Go watch all of them.
Yeah, you could go watch more so that you can get multiple perspectives because everyone's going to have sort of slightly different ideas about what they think is important.
And I will say, as kind of expected, this generation was like one of the best examples of that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of different outlets that took different angles on this. I mean, you pointed out Paul's earlier. If I remember correctly, Hardware Canucks did let's see it get CPU throttled by using older and older CPUs, different things like
that's
there's
been
all these
kind of their
different
shtick
approaches,
lately, which I thought was really cool.
Awesome. So yeah, this generation proved our point better than like literally ever before. So if you have only looked at one, go look at more.
So here's my problem with that. If the TAM for people in these quite overlapping circles, right, who watch hardware reviews is somewhere in the, let's say for the sake of argument that I'm totally off and it's like 10 million. Let's say it's way more.
Sure.
The total number
okay, it almost certainly is because of other languages and stuff.
Sure. That's fine. The total number of PC gamers is estimated to be somewhere between 1 and 2 billion.
Yeah, so like doesn't even matter if it's 6 or 10.
But I want to make sure that we're giving this kind of a balanced discussion, right? Because I think there's a strong argument to be made for micro-influence, like micro-influencers, people who influence their family and friends. They might stay up on everything and watch all the reviews and everything like that, and their friends might not, but they might get the benefit of those recommendations. But even then,
so like the market is probably like 3 to 4x the amount of people that watch the video.
Even then, what's clear to me from these numbers is that the vast majority of people who buy a GPU, who buy a gaming PC, do not read a review. And not only that, but even out of the people who do, I couldn't help noticing that Aaron, Mr. Who's the Boss, actually has the highest performing 5090 video.
By a decent amount.
By a fairly significant margin. And if you want to sort of,
I think it's his fit.
If you want to reflect on, what the difference is, right? I think it's pretty clear. He's got a lot of energy. His style is so good. It's so engaging. And I think this one is really key. It's light on graphs.
Oh yeah, there's like barely any.
Have you looked, Luke? Have you looked at the retention on our 5090 video?
No.
Okay, check this out. And you know what? In fairness, this is a thick video. We called it RTX 5090 review, our RTX 5090, our biggest review ever. So check this out. out of the people, those millions of people that do watch a review, this is how many of them actually watch the whole thing.
So we had below average retention.
Oh, way below. Way below. So the people who actually reached the conclusion, who reached the sponsor segue, is 1/3 of them. Most people didn't get past 1440p and 4K raster. We're below 50% by the time we get to Blackwell architecture and neural rendering.
Is this a situation where like we should offload more stuff to the site?
I'm not even asking what's actionable yet.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just asking.
I think it's something to consider.
I'm just asking. Are we just shouting into the void?
Here's an argument.
Yeah, no, I want to have a conversation. I want to have a conversation about this because this has definitely been enlightening, distressing.
Are you part of the problem?
Maybe.
I'm going to give it the spiciest possible intro.
Maybe.
My reason.
Hit me.
Reason.
Come at me.
You've already stated you're getting a 5090. How many people out there? It doesn't even matter how connected to the tech industry they are. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. They have a certain current graphics card. Mm-hmm. They were gonna buy this completely regardless. They might be interested in the performance. They might be going and buying a 5090, but being like, oh, I like wish it was better. But they're gonna do it anyways. But like,
let me put it this way: we are getting deep into the answer to that question in our 8K gaming video. So MSI wanted some sponsored 5090 stuff so they could show off their 5090. And we were like, let's game at 8K again. So we're milking that stupid 8K TV in the lounge.
Beautiful.
And we're gaming at 8K again. And what adds a really interesting through line to that video is that both of the hosts, me and Nick Plouffe, had declared during the rumor phase that we were going to buy a 5090. So the card, our before card that we compare the 5090 to is literally Nick Plouffe's 4090. That he had to pull out of his computer at home because we wanted to have an MSI 4090 and we didn't have one in our inventory. And I'm not going to go buy a 4090 right now. Yeah. So he graciously volunteered to bring his 4090 to work so that we could use it for the video and so that he could also experience side by side what kind of an upgrade am I getting. It's a really cool video. And what I will say is that the answer is not a foregone conclusion. Yeah. I said before that I would buy a 5090. So did Nick Plouffe. When we saw the review numbers, both of us felt pretty differently about it.
Yeah.
And we did not gain perfect clarity from gaming on them side by side. I will say all of those things. But
very interesting.
That video is coming.
I also think, I don't want to jump us off this topic yet, but there's
sure.
like a little bit of a hint to the next topic. I also think with the DeepSeek R1 stuff going on right now, local LLM is exploding like never before. Like, yes, people have been running Llama and stuff for a long time, and we'll get into this in a second.
Are you doing another victory lap right now?
Oh, so much. You have
I know.
No idea.
Dude,
like
he is actually erect under the table right now.
Just
from how right.
Solid.
From how right he has been. Like, can you tell that the table is actually tilted
it's slightly
this way?
Slanted. Yeah.
Because he called it so hard that the cloud was coming too. That the cloud was coming back on-prem. Now, in fairness, I did not make as comprehensive a prediction as you, but I resisted the move to the cloud, which I think you remember. And do you remember everyone calling me stupid for doing on-prem storage?
Yeah, oh yeah.
For years and years, why are you such an idiot? Why are you doing on-prem storage?
No, like all the video people are doing it.
Yeah, because it's freaking expensive to put things in the cloud.
And annoying.
But what he called was all the compute coming back. All the hosted services coming back. I did not see that coming.
A lot of people told me no when I said it, but I was like, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a thing.
I don't remember what I said. By that time, you might have been right about so many trends already that I might have just been like,
I don't think it was a
Okay.
debate. I think we were just kind of like talking about it. But there was a few other people that were like, no, dude, like OpenAI is going to push so hard to keep everything up. And like looking at how Llama's been going, I never lost hope, but I was still like, this is not hitting mainstream really. But I guess we can just shift topics now if you want.
Yeah, sure. I don't think there's that much more to say about are we wasting our time reviewing GPUs when they get snapped up regardless of what reviewers think of them.
Yeah, I think genuinely there is potentially an argument to start talking about like, okay, what if we give like an overall 1080p gaming average chart in the video, and then we do a breakdown of the games on the site?
No.
I don't know.
I mean,
feel like
the thing
if
is,
people are dipping because of graphs, like I feel like we might want to respond to that. And that doesn't mean the information can't be out there. If it's one click away,
okay,
that doesn't feel like it's too bad.
Let me present this data in a different way. Okay.
Woo!
1 million people watched the whole thing. Just about. And I think that that's really important. Those 1 million people might go tell 3 friends or 5 friends.
And if you take the gaming charts out, you might just lose a different portion of people.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think that, I mean, look, Labs is one of those things that we did not create to make money.
Oh, yeah.
That is like the narrative that, you know, everything we do is to make the maximum amount of money is just comically false. If I wanted to make more money, I would do more sponsored showcase videos, and I would do absolutely zero building of a lab. Luke knows because he's seen the numbers, but I would literally be millions of dollars more wealthy if I had just not bothered.
A lot of people think that's hardware cost.
Oh,
like,
no.
It is, sure.
Sure, yeah, that too.
Yeah, but...
Hardware space.
But no.
No. People.
And,
So why do we do it? We don't do it because everyone watches the whole video.
Yeah.
We do it because it's important.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, okay, so we can jump to this topic
Yeah, we
now.
can
So
jump to the next topic.
I'm going to run through some of the notes that were written, and then we have like the discussion question section for this discussion topic, whatever you want to call it, is like over half the topic. So we'll get into that. But I'll read the notes first. On Monday, January 17th, several big tech companies' stock markets crashed.
Or stocks crashed.
Stocks crashed.
Not markets crashed, but anyway.
The market crashed, and most of that was big tech companies. Most notably was NVIDIA, dropping 17%, which is roughly $600 billion in market cap. The cause was new AI models developed by Chinese company DeepSeek that reportedly cost less than $6 million to train. Reportedly is a decently important word there.
Yes, it is.
Obviously, some analysts became skeptical of this number, but others said that even if it cost several times that amount, it would still be far cheaper to run than current competitors like ChatGPT from OpenAI. And that seems to probably be true.
And it's worth noting that we're talking specifically about ChatGPT, or OpenAI's most recent reasoning model.
Yes.
Right? We're not talking about any like older stuff. We're talking
Everybody's
like
talking about
cutting
reasoning
edge
models right now. Yeah. It's what matters now. Speaking of OpenAI, U.S. administration's new AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, stated that there's substantial evidence that what DeepSeek did here is they distilled the knowledge out of OpenAI's models. And I don't think OpenAI is very happy about this. What? Reaping what you sow? That's crazy. Dude, that's not in the quote.
Okay, sorry. Keep reading the thing, because this is so funny.
This is genuinely hilarious.
Is actually the funniest thing that will happen on the WAN Show for probably the entire year, is OpenAI being like,
"What?
Hey,
you traded on our data.
You can't train your.
You can't do that.
You can't train your AI on our stuff."
It's the Spider-Man meme.
What are you even talking about, buddy? Apparently that's unverified.
OpenAI is accusing DeepSeek of training DeepSeek's dataset using responses generated by OpenAI models. OpenAI is now looking into countermeasures to protect themselves to help prevent distillation and, of course, their own IP and brand. And then we get into the discussion topics. What do you think gives OpenAI the right to be upset about their quote-unquote copyrighted material if all they did was scrape the internet for possibly copyrighted material? Also, it is definitely copyrighted material.
Now, in fairness, they did license some of the material way later,
whenever they got in trouble enough to deal with it.
Yes. Have we like noticed AI scraper bots like on our forum and stuff? Like, is it a lot? Is it basically everything and everyone?
I don't know about float plane so much, but all of our other websites.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's just, I talked to Dan Siegel about this, the guy that runs the Labs web team, and we essentially came to the conclusion of like, we can spend time and resources on stopping it, or we can spend time and resources on making the site better.
Yeah, let's do the second thing.
Well, let's make the site better.
Yeah, let's do the second thing.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. At a certain point, like, it is what it is. It's going to be a continued arms race. So we would be signing up for like a long-term battle. And it's just like, man,
AdDub
so much work to
asks,
do.
how do you notice scraper bots? It's a good question.
That is a good question that I'm not going to be able to answer super well, but usually it's like you can tell what they're doing. They're searching every single page. They're acting in non-human ways. Sometimes they'll even basically flag themselves. That's not as common. People are posting resource usage, location. Yeah, that's all very good. There's like a ton of different ways. Cloudflare have decent scrapers built in. I think you mean like scraper defense. They do have that. But as far as my understanding goes, like if you try to block this might be false. I want to say that before I say this. As far as my understanding goes, if you try to block like Google's AI scraper bot, you'll get deranked. So do you want to not be found by anyone, including bots? It's like that. It's not really the goal either. So I don't know. But either way, it hasn't even been worth the cycles to figure it out.
Have you played around with DeepSeek yet?
No, not personally, but I've seen its outputs a lot. And
it seems like there's been some pretty funny stuff going on.
I've seen some hilarious stuff. I don't know if it's been like made up. I don't know if they're
then let's not bother with it.
Altered videos, yeah. But yeah, we're looking into, I am essentially as of now declaring like, all right, I think it's been far enough. Nick from the lab has been messing around with local LLMs on, I think it's a Mac Mini in the lab for a long time now. But now it's getting to the point where like, okay, I think we want company-wide resources for this. So we're probably going to build something, which will be cool.
Oh.
Thinking about making a video for it.
Okay, cool.
Might be cool.
Elijah has in the notes here that he's never had anyone reach out.
This is all me.
Oh, this is you. Okay, well, do your thing then.
From here to here is all me. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'll just run for it.
Yeah.
I said, while it might still not be mainstream, I had originally written like, oh, local LLM is mainstream now. Okay, maybe not. Llama has been awesome, but nothing has brought local LLM, in my opinion, to the masses like DeepSeek. A lot of the conversation that I'm seeing around DeepSeek is people like concerned about its ties to China or whatever.
The other half of the conversation has been how incredibly lightweight it is. I mean, even the chat's blowing up about it. Someone was saying that it's been tuned down to require only like 80 gigs of shared memory or something like that.
Yeah, which is huge.
Which is, well, not huge.
No, I mean, it's a huge deal. Yeah. It's wild. It's way easier to run locally, and I think a lot of people are seeing the benefits, especially when you're looking at ChatGPT costs and going like, that's $200 a month.
And M. White says, bro, I managed to get the 8-bit quantized version to run on my 3080 Ti.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a note in here about 3000 series graphics cards being like huge for this, but we'll get to that. Anyway, sorry, I'll just keep going and then we can discuss for a little bit. But yeah, people are worried about its ties to China or whatever, but you can fairly easily just like ignore those by running it locally and even entirely offline. So you don't have to use their chatbot thing. You can run it locally. You can run it entirely offline so they aren't getting reports or data from it or anything. And I've heard from many other people that you can tune it. So people have found that it'll censor certain responses that you might expect a piece of software from China to censor, but you can just make it not.
Wow.
You're running it locally. You're in control. So like, cool. Okay. I don't know that you're going to get away from all of its potential biases, to be super clear, but it's open source. Someone in Floatplane chat just pointed out, you can fork it. Like, the fact that this is open source is the craziest part. The fact that so much of this stuff, Llama, now DeepSeek, is all going open source is wild. And I don't know. Anyways, my next note is that I've never had anyone reach out asking about how to run LLMs locally or what hardware to get or anything. In the last week, I've had no less than 10.
I saw a thread on Twitter where someone put together just like a hardware list with like a couple epic CPUs. They were like, look, you don't even like need GPUs because that'll be way more expensive. So we're just going to use system memory. We're going to use CPU. Here's the motherboard you need. They put together this hardware list that was, yeah, sure, it's still thousands and thousands of dollars or whatever, but compared to what you would have needed before to do it on a GPU,
you can even do it so much cheaper than that too.
Yeah, no, like but this was earlier in the week before anyone knew how much it could be optimized for smaller memory footprints. So it needed like a bunch of RAM. But anyway, the point is not any of that. The point is that this post had like tens of thousands of upvotes.
Yeah.
Like
this is happening.
Like this is such
shift.
This is such a niche topic, or it isn't.
Yeah, not really anymore. And the fact that you can plug and play with different models once you get it locally means it's not really going to go out of date. It seems like they're getting easier to run, not harder. And you're looking at a $200 a month bill and going, wow, I can really distill this out in like half a year. And then it's gravy from there is crazy.
Yeah, compared to buying a subscription to like is OpenAI just going to go out of business?
No, I don't think so. And I have a note about that later on.
Yeah, let's talk about do your stuff
Someone
first.
in Full Point Chat pointed out apparently there's 6,400 forks already on GitHub. So like, yeah, the whole like, ties to China stuff, I don't think it matters. This really, to me, feels like an economic blow. It feels like an attack against not just OpenAI, but honestly, the entire American tech sector. The fact that they made the chatbot free and they completely open sourced it, so you can't even pull the China card very well. I don't see a reason to do that other than to just hyper dunk on the American tech industry. Anyways, I'm going to keep going. I've never had people ask before. I've had no less than 10 in the last week. And I've had people telling me like, hey, sorry to ask, but I'm asking on behalf of like another friend that is really interested in. I'm wondering if you know. I am personally trying to pressure Wendell to make a video on this so that I can just link it to people because I want to stop writing the same thing over and over again. Then he's going to know better than me anyways. And he said something along the lines of like soon TM, I think.
That seems like the kind of thing Wendell would do.
Yeah, so hopefully he does it, but I don't know when.
Good guy,
and I'm not saying he's going to, but yeah, what I have in here is what I will say is what's really popular right now is Mac Minis because of the shared memory.
Yeah.
So
Mac Studio as well, because that one you can configure with way more RAM.
Nice.
And
you don't need a crazy amount though.
Well, the Mac Mini with the M4 Pro, so with the M4, it tops out at 32 gigs.
That's pretty good.
With the M4 Pro, it tops out at 64. But the Mac Studio is honestly not that unreasonably priced compared to the Mini once you start to upgrade it. And it maxes out at, I believe, 192 gigs.
I mean, that's sick. It's so much more than what
fair.
Everyone needs. I'm not, my main point here is that you can go as low as something like that. Like I've seen a lot of people being like, "Oh, I'm gonna get 3 4090s," and like I'm like, bro, like no.
Yeah. And Nvidia's little AI supercomputer for $5,000 or whatever is gonna look completely irrelevant compared to a Mac Mini.
Yeah,
if we don't need all that RAM, if we don't need a powerful GPU.
We'll have to see how good Digits is, but yeah, for the vast majority of people that aren't running this for like a group or a team of people, you run one person, I really think like the Mac Mini keep it cheap play if you're going for one person is not bad. I would also want to point out that 3000 series GPUs are in my opinion, really cool sweet spot. And on all of this, Dan, I'm interested in your input too, maybe when I get through my notes.
Yeah, Dan, you need to sell those 3090s.
No. Oh, well, if you just want the cash, yeah. They're worth a lot right now.
Dude, 39 because of the 24 gigs of VRAM.
So yeah, my next note is
I bought them.
3000 series GPUs, especially the 3090 due to its 24 gigs of VRAM, which didn't increase with the 4090. And while it did increase with the 5090, it wasn't by a huge amount.
Yep.
And those like don't exist. So 3090s are selling now for still over $1,000. When did they first come out?
So you know what's funny? I think over 4 years ago.
And what was the MSRP?
I believe it's almost 5 years ago.
So
MSRP was $1,200 US.
And they came out in September 24th of 2020.
Yeah.
Like, man. Holy crap. But they have 24 gigs of VRAM.
You know what's really funny is I kind of mocked Jensen's keynote when he said that buying that 4090 was a great investment. I mean,
The 3090 might have been.
no, 4090s have held their value incredibly well.
Oh, yeah.
Even
yeah.
though the 5090 and 5080 have been announced, released, benchmarked, everything, Plouffe was telling me that he can still get about 2,000 Canadian dollars for his 4090.
That's wild.
And this is a card that...
To be fair, the 5090s don't exist.
And so he's been gaming on it for 2 years. So if you compare that, right? Like if you could buy a car today for $10,000, drive it for 2 years, and then sell it for $9,500,
$9,500, $9,800.
then basically you were paying like $40 a month in rent or whatever to rent a car. Like it's trivial compared to how we used to think of these things. It used to be that when I bought a $500 graphics card, when the next generation came out, that thing was worth $200. Like it was functionally worthless. Whereas now, what the is going on?
Two generational GPUs.
I'm on Facebook Marketplace here, okay? And 3090s are like $1,000. Now that's Canadian dollars. That's rubles.
Worth about $4.
I need to buy more.
So let's do a quick correction, okay? We'll do a quick conversion here, okay? So we got
Oh, no. No, don't make me sad. Oh, no.
Okay? So that's, But still, dude, that's a 4.5-year-old GPU. Or like 4.25 or whatever the math works.
Yeah.
It's over a 4-year-old GPU that is now 2 generations out of date.
And they are sick at running these systems because of the 24 gigs of VRAM. Actually crazy. Yeah, I just had to mentally check. I knew, but I didn't want to say the wrong thing, and it sounds incorrect.
No way.
The fact that the 5080 is 16 gigs is like, what?
Queen Boo in chat says that they're still like $900 on eBay. I wonder if this is one of those things where some of the Canadian sellers don't realize how worthless the CAD is right now. Maybe should I be buying Canadian 3090s and flipping them in America? Let's go. Oh, dude, look at this. This Founders Edition is at $930. That's a bid. That's a freaking auction.
Wow.
You got to be kidding me. No, hold on. This can't be right. Okay, hold on. Where's my sold? Where's my sold at? Sold items. Here we go. Completed items, sold items. No. Okay, no. Well, actually, no, dude. Oh, this is 2. No, these are parts only. You gotta be kidding me here. 830 US. Yeah, they're going for $800 to $1,000.
That's bonkers. And it's just because of VRAM. When the 5090's VRAM was announced, I was openly disappointed. And a few people questioned it because they're like, oh, it went up. I'm like, yeah, but it didn't go up last gen. So if you compare it, you can't ignore the fact that it didn't go up with the 4090, in my opinion. I think that's what makes it worse. Because that means in however many years, we've gone up like 8 gigs. Yikes.
We are never building a 3090 PC in Scrapyard Wars.
Yeah, probably.
Literally never. They're going to be $1,000 forever.
That's brutal.
This is ridiculous. So if I got an MSRP 3090 at launch, okay? 3090 launch MSRP, I believe it was $1,200, but let's just, no, I'm wrong. Am I wrong? It was $1,499.
Okay, so
is that right?
Fair bit higher.
Okay. How much was the 3090 Ti? $1,999. Okay, so $1,500. You know what? My point still works. If I bought this thing at launch, okay, so launch date was, let's just double check that, September 24th of 2020, was it?
For the 3090 release?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was 2020.
Yes, September 24th, 2020.
So how many months is that? That's like 50 months. So this thing has gone down in value by anywhere from $500 to $700. Let's call it $600. Okay, so $600 divided by 50 months means that I could have a 3090 in my computer from launch day till now for $12 a month.
Yeah, wow.
And I could sell this thing and get back that much of my money. That is flipping, pun intended, crazy.
That's pretty nuts. Yeah, 1,590
Like, what's
days.
What's a GeForce Now subscription? Like,
Is this going to justify GeForce Now?
no, because GeForce Now is going to be more expensive than just buying a 3090.
Buying a 3090 on launch day, to be clear.
Yeah, to be clear. And
Just in
using
case.
it the whole time and actually putting in the work to flip it. Wait,
What if
you've
you-
got to be
what if you
kidding me.
mined on it?
GeForce Now is sold out? This is NVIDIA's game streaming service? What? They're
That's,
running out of subs. They've limited.
that's weird.
For weeks? They ran out of cloud. All this tells us is that literally, quite literally,
Whoa.
every wafer
Yeah.
NVIDIA can get goes straight to the data center.
Yeah.
I mean, 5090, 5080 appear to be functionally paper launches.
Yeah.
They can't even put GPUs
In their own data.
in their own data center. Wow. Even NVIDIA can't get the GPUs they need, right? Oh, okay, hold on. Someone says read the news. They're changing payment processors, so they've halted subscriptions. Okay. Hold on. So whoever had it is not paying until they figure this out. Okay. Maybe it's not that bad. Okay, this is why it's nice to have chat. Thanks, chat. You guys are great. Okay, well, how much? I don't know how much it costs then. The point is, I'm pretty sure that this would be less than a GeForce Now
I
subscription.
mean, you also have to pay for the rest of the stuff in your computer, but I guess you would also have to
Yeah,
a
you-
device to run GeForce Now.
Yeah, and you
on,
might
so-
just like having a computer in general. So, whatever. My point is just like what you're paying for this, the GPU, unless you're an AI developer or whatever, functions as a gaming device,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And that 3090 is not far off, is actually better than a 4080 in terms of performance anyway. And that's the ultimate tier as well. So you don't even have to spend, the $1,500 at launch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How do we?
So said it's $20 per month ultimate.
There you go. Yeah. So literally cheaper than streaming.
Just buy the computer.
Yeah. Crazy. Because that's crazy. This is crazy. We live in crazy timeline.
A limited amount of time you can use GeForce Now for? Like, do you have unlimited hours per month?
Ultimate, I don't think is limited. 8-hour session lengths, and then when you're done the
That's
session,
not going to be enough for some of the people watching right now. I guarantee
why
you.
are you calling out Dan like that?
That might not be enough for Dan sometimes. No, I'm not even just saying for gaming, because Dan does a lot of stuff on his computer.
Oh, and there's queue times too. Even
It's
with Ultimate, there's queue times.
Yeah, it's a workstation computer that also plays video games.
Exactly, right? So
Yeah.
like 8-hour sessions, I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe.
Oh, did I leave? Oh, I put on a brand new shirt before
I'm
the show.
saying all this big talk, it wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, no.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that, guys.
What'd you do?
I had the extra button in the plastic bag hanging off the back of my shirt. It was
Oh,
bothering people
I
in the
see.
chat.
I see.
It's the style. You did it on purpose.
All right, what are we supposed to be talking about?
Let's do some rich messages.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done.
Okay, carry on.
My next line is don't expect OpenAI to not have an answer for this. I don't think they're just going to like roll over. I'm not personally surprised. I saw a lot of hot takes when the market crashed that like, oh, all these dumb idiot investor people don't understand that they still use GPUs for this stuff. I actually understand the crash personally, because what this signaled was that you can do it much more efficiently. And the stock price for NVIDIA, as insanely inflated as it probably still is, a big part of the reason why it was so inflated was because of the incredible inefficiency of AI stuff and the incredible amount of power that people were needing to buy from NVIDIA. So if it's more efficient, then the hundreds of millions, billions of dollars being flooded into NVIDIA to buy every single possible thing anyone could possibly scrape for them is maybe not as much of a thing as it was in the past. Probably still a thing.
Yeah, and the positive for NVIDIA stock, spin on that is, well, by being so much more efficient, so many more people are going to run these things, and so they're going to sell even more GPUs. It remains to be seen how that plays out, but this way we're at least presenting sort of both sides of the argument here.
I have a really interesting take on this, which is probably pie in the sky and hopeful, whatever. But
is there?
If a lot of people
coming
start
down,
running,
is it falling?
Yeah,
the pie.
It's the pizza on the roof from Breaking Bad. But I don't know, man. If a lot of people buy some of these to have local LLMs at home,
yeah,
more gaming PCs, maybe
more gaming PCs.
If you're looking at electronic spending for your home, and you could have a console.
Wait, why do you? Sorry, what? What do you think?
If you buy a high-end GPU,
sure,
to run an LLM at home.
Oh, so you
game on it.
So you're just going like convert the faithless, bring everyone to PC gaming because they can't run an LLM on their Xbox.
Yeah,
really.
DeepSeek destroys console peasants.
Yeah,
that's the headline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xbox is dying anyways.
It's like that Domino's meme.
Sure.
Switch 2 is going to sell at quadrillion units and is also incredibly boring.
Yeah.
It's probably the most boring console Nintendo has ever announced.
Oh, that's an interesting debate. Hold on. Let's see. The most boring console. New DS.
Oh, do you count? This is technically.
I can't even remember.
This is a bit of a hybrid.
All the different variants of DS at this point, to be honest with you.
Wasn't it like new DS Plus or something?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of support in chat. There's a lot of people.
2DS was not boring because 2DS was an affordability play. 2DS was way cheaper.
People are saying the new 2DS, so somewhere between what you and I are saying. But basically, one of the flippin' DSs. Like I'm not convinced that because like Game Boy Advance was huge. Game Boy Advance was huge. Game Boy Color was huge.
Back then, there was a pretty clear delineation between console and handheld. I know it's become blurry now, but it was.
It's a console.
It was clearly separate.
It's a handheld gaming console.
It was clearly sepeparate.
Don't even give me that.
It was clearly separate.
Don't even give me that.
It was clearly separate, and you know it.
Wii U then. Got him.
Wii U wasn't boring.
No one was interested in it.
No one knew what it was.
The definition of boring is I don't know, don't care.
No, it was so exotic that people couldn't figure out what it was. It definitely wasn't boring. It was weird. It was very weird. It was not boring. It might not have been good. I liked it. Might not have been good though.
Is he talking about the Wii U or is he talking about sex?
What?
Just go back and watch that. Listen to that whole thing. What's he talking about?
No one could figure it out?
No, I don't know. I'm just. It just sounded like you were talking about. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
The point is, the answer is Virtual Boy.
Okay.
The answer is always Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy is not boring.
Okay, that's true.
You're going for like bad or didn't sell well. Not the point.
I'm actually kind of excited for Switch 2. Because I have a little theory. It's a me theory. But they used the newer encoding engine.
Yes, that could move it to being more interesting.
Depending
what they do with that.
Yeah, if it uses, because we haven't even seen yet on 50 series what that's going to mean for things like Moonlight for streaming. Like is the quality, because it's garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you're encoding at much higher color depth than or with at 422, basically. If you're encoding with much higher quality, then when you decode that on the other side, on your TV or on your handheld device, or on your like Logitech G Cloud or whatever, right? When you decode that, theoretically it should look better. We haven't had a chance to look at any of this yet.
This is potentially another W for big GPU enjoyer LLM people.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Just saying.
But anyway, the point is that if Nintendo is using a newer generation encoder that, I don't know, has really great latency or really great encoding quality, and I can stream my Switch from somewhere else, I think it kind of brings some of the spirit of the Wii U into modern era, which is kind of cool. So I can use it 3 ways now. I can use it docked at the TV. I can use it handheld, or I can use it docked at the TV with a separate, lightweight, high battery life handheld. That would be flipping cool with like a mobile app or something. I don't know that Nintendo would go mobile app. I mean, Sony did though. You can buy a PS Portal, or you can just not, and you can just use an Android app. That's super cool.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's super
genuinely cool.
So the Logitech G Cloud is one of the few examples. Now that I've been doing this so many years, I generally have a pretty good idea if something's going to be phenomenally stupid before I start reviewing it. But that was one of the few examples of something that I was completely dismissive of. And I went into it and I was like, oh, this makes, for the right person. I mean, I don't still use one because I just game on an Ally. I have my compute locally because I prefer the lower latency. But for the right person,
there's a lot
this
of
makes
games.
a ton of sense because the battery life's great.
And there's a ton of games where it doesn't matter.
There's a ton of games where it doesn't matter.
Civ 7's right around the corner.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't play that with a controller, but like, I know people do.
Maybe not on a Switch, but on a Steam Deck, you have those pads.
Dude, someone messaged me on Steam the other day saying they play Anno on their handheld.
Oh,
I know, right? But they've apparently been really enjoying it.
Steam Deck has the touch pads, right?
Yeah.
It might not be as bad. Man, I think that would suck, though. I would not want to play Anno. Anno is a whole different beast than Civ.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So it is a Steam Deck because I'm not surprised.
No. This isn't the post. This is just a post of someone playing Anno on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Lowered the graphics setting to medium. Still stutters a bit. I'll report back later. Yeah, no, it's a bit. I mean, that's
Anno's not the easiest game to run ever.
It actually is. Anno
Really?
has a super weird optimization curve. So when you max it out, it will kind of crush your GPU in spite of honestly not really looking that much more better.
That's probably why I didn't think it was.
And
very
it
easy to
has
run.
some issues. Like if you max it out and you're in the X12 mode, I can't remember, but it will basically fail to launch, and they've just never fixed it. But at relatively low detail settings, the developers specifically optimized it to run on Intel integrated graphics.
Whoa!
Yeah, so it actually runs really well.
Wow.
If you turn the details down.
That's actually sick.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love stuff like that. I didn't know that at all. That's
Oh, we're
cool.
supposed to explain merge messages now. Are you done?
No.
Okay, carry on.
I think I was actually kind of kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could talk about this stuff forever.
So he's done.
But this is earmarking, like, I do want us to get some local resources. One, for people to just start playing with it. But also, like, I want to start running better models for, like, inline IDE assistance for developers, locally and potentially remote, and not paying, like, big fat fees to OpenAI for that.
Cool.
Would be pretty cool, especially if we can just, like, make a video doing it and then, that helps pay for it. That'd be pretty sick.
Speaking of helping pay for things, if you guys like the show, you want to interact, don't just throw money at your screen. We don't really do Twitch bits or super chats or anything like that. We do merch messages. To send a merch message, all you got to do is go to LTTStore.com, add some great, incredible stuff like our new sport button-up shirt to your cart, and you will get a little box that you can fill out and send in a merch message. We're going to do a couple of them, show you guys how it works, but basically it'll go to producer Dan, who will reply a little something like that. Look at that. He was ready to wave. He was ready to wave.
I was waving already.
Are you ready to wave now? Oh, no. Oh, there he is. Oh, nice. What? You can't wave with that hand.
Sorry.
Anyway, the point is it goes through to producer Dan. He will reply, or he'll forward it to someone, or he will curate it for me and Luke. But before we do a couple of them to show you how it works, let's talk about our new sport button-up. Luke, do you like wearing dress shirts?
No.
Yeah, that's fair. And you know what? I get it. Sometimes they suck. They're stiff, they're sweaty, they don't move with your body. Well, our fashion team made it their mission to prove that you can look like you have your life together while still also being comfy. That's why we made the Sport Button-Up shirt. It's made from the same 4-way stretch material that we use for our premium sport joggers. It's lightweight, it moves with your body, and is even sweat-wicking. I see you. It's super versatile. It can be easily paired with a suit or worn casually on top of a t-shirt. It also has a handy pocket to stash your pens, snacks, or patience. And of course, we couldn't go without adding a little bit of flair. On the back bottom left of the shirt is a fun rainbow reflective LTT logo.
Oh. Yeah.
From my
Subtle.
experience, don't wash that or don't dry that on with heat. Just, care instructions and all that. Anyway, they're available now at lmg.gg/sport button up. Dan, if you want to hit all the chats with that would be swell. We also have one more announcement before we get started on merch messages. Help us make our website better. Over the past few years, we've expanded into so many different product categories on LTT Store. We know that sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge to find what you're looking for. Fortunately, we're working on making the store a little bit easier to navigate. But to do it right, we need your input. If you're interested in contributing, please scan the QR code to take part. And this says, Dan, show the thing, which he's already doing. What a guy. What a guy. All right. Shall we do a couple merch messages?
We shall. Let's do that. Just got a new mechanical keyboard, and so far I hate it because of things like chattering and keys getting mistyped. Is there a way to fix that, or what are your suggestions?
Keys getting mistyped?
So far I hate it because of things like chattering and keys getting mistyped. I'm trying to think, what would even cause that? Like if you had
a crappy mechanical keyboard.
Well, yeah, is it... I would return it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I would just return it.
Because, I'm just trying to think what would even cause that. Like if you have really cheap mechanical switches and the stems wobble, or if you had really heavy caps.
The point is at a weird part, and if you type in a certain way and you kind of like bounce, it can like triple register. I think that's what he means by chattering. You've
got bad switches, bro.
The like misinput of the keys or whatever, however he described it.
Keys getting mistyped.
Keys getting mistyped. Yeah, I don't fully know what that means.
You got a bad keyboard, bud.
But just return it.
I think you got a broken keyboard.
If your keyboard isn't keyboarding, send it back.
Yeah, get a different keyboard. Because, man, you can get affordable, you can get mechanical keyboards for less than you just spent on LTT Store that are great these days. So you just need to find one of those.
You can also go the other direction, right? You can I'm not telling you to spend a lot of money, but there's infinite scaling here, and genuinely, there's people who spend thousands of dollars on the keyboards. You can build your own. You could go with a really fancy pre-built one. You could go with a lower end pre-built one that just isn't junk, like it sounds like yours is, unfortunately. Someone said Keychron for not too much. I really like Keychron stuff.
I was really impressed by the one that we showed in the all China PC. Let me just get past this ad, and then I will show it. It's an ad for Galaxy AI.
There are genuinely a ton of options, though, and those issues that you're describing should not exist. That is bad. Don't accept that. Just send it back. Get your money back. You can't have like...
Oh, look at that. Look at that. It happened to go right to the part where we were talking about the keyboard.
Amazing.
$50 for this Aula, whatever it is.
That was really smooth.
That was a pretty nice
move.
Dang.
We can't praise him like that. It's going to go to his head.
Damn, I'm pretty good sometimes. Hold on.
That was...
all the time.
Damn!
That was pretty good.
Damn!
What the heck?
I don't remember doing that.
If you buy this keyboard, you have to try to do that when you get it.
Yeah. So this F98 was like $50, and I was super impressed by it. This is super nice. All right, cool.
Hi, LLD. What single thing in tech has made you feel the oldest? My mom's master project was on ray tracing, and it is now in a museum.
I mean...
That's sick. That's super cool. Your mom sounds awesome. Just putting that out there.
I don't have to try that hard to feel old in tech, just because so much of my life is just doing tech things and talking about tech.
You got to post whatever that project is on the Reddit.
Yeah, for sure.
Please do that.
Sammy...
Or the forum, too.
Sammy pointed out...
Or the Discord, too.
That we're at the 5-year anniversary of the I'm Thinking About Retiring stream. That
or tweeted at us.
Completely blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was playing... Have I talked on WAN Show before about playing Lords of the Realm 2 with my son? I have. Okay, that made me feel pretty old. That, what was a game that I played when I was not much younger than him looks like, crude chicken scratch 2D compared to what exists now. It all makes me feel old.
Yeah, like you look at 10-year-old games and it's like, it doesn't look too bad. You look at 20-year-old games and you're like, ooh. That looks pretty old. You look at 30 old games and it's like, whoa.
And then you remember how amazing you thought it looked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember playing...
Especially the 20-year-old ones.
I remember playing...
I thought Morrowind looked sick.
Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain.
I remember being impressed with the water in Morrowind.
Okay.
It's horrible. It's so bad. But I went from like an N64 to that, man. Whatever.
So I remember playing this game, okay, and thinking that the in-game, seemed kind of like that box art. No, that must be a remaster. Hold on. Here we go. This is it. It didn't. It did not look like the box art. This is what it looked like. And I remember thinking, wow, this looks so incredible. I mean, the fact that it was 3D at all blew my mind.
When did it come out?
That's a good question. Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain. I don't know.
1999.
1999.
That's pretty good for 99.
Yeah, I mean, it was good for 99, but it doesn't look
pretty good.
Doesn't look very good today.
What about the original Mech Warriors?
Oh,
I remember thinking that was just like
You like
peak.
boxes?
dude, I didn't.
Dad, I need a better GPU so I can play Mech Warriors 1.
I never tried a Mech Warrior game until like way after the fact. So I was going back and trying to play them once, graphics were good. And I was just like, this is not fun. Like it's not good enough to be fun. Some old games still manage to be pretty fun.
The biggest problem for me with old games is not the graphics, it's the control schema. Some of the old controls for games are just like,
Yeah,
what is
you
that?
go back and you're just so confused about the quality of life stuff that we take that for granted.
yeah.
That always gets me.
I can overlook a decent amount of that. For me, it's the controls when you can't change them. You
Yeah.
can't change them.
I'm willing to bet this game would still be fun. This is Spectre.
Whoa.
It's a tank game.
I guarantee you, this game made people motion sick. Oh, there we go. That's a little better.
I don't
That looks
remember-
sick.
I don't
That looks
remember it
sick.
looking this good.
That is super playable.
I
Yeah, so you had
remember-
multiple views, and there was a wireframe. There was like a wireframe view, so your tank wouldn't be solid. It could be like,
You can kind of see through it a little bit.
Yeah.
It gives me Tron vibes.
yeah, it was pretty cool
That's wicked.
for Mac, man. Back when, yeah, it would look like this.
91.
1991. Let's go. Yeah, here it is.
That must have been a banger in 91.
And this is the explosions when you blow up a tank, dude. So
Awesome.
cool.
I like it because that almost feels like an art style thing more than
Yeah.
a limitation, which
Yeah.
is always cool when people.
I've
can
seen stuff
accomplish
come out these days with that kind of graphic style.
that. Yeah, it's sweet.
What about Chips Challenge? Did either of you play Chips
I
Challenge?
did.
Bummer.
I did. What? Bummer.
I shook my head.
Oh.
No, that's from, they used to say that in the
Oh.
game. Classic.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't even know if my computer had speakers at that point. You couldn't take that kind of thing for granted, all right?
What kind of MIDI card you got in there, bud?
Your sound card works perfectly.
I got a sound blaster.
That was cool.
Oh, this
I
got
got that
balling.
reference.
What are we supposed to Yeah, Jamish! Floodplane chat. He knows what that's from. What are we doing now? 2 more topics. What do you want to talk about? Luke, you want to pick one?
Sure. Let's see here.
Oh, I lied. I'm picking it.
I just picked one.
Fine.
We can do yours.
Fine. No, you can do yours.
All right. We can poison AI now in even more.
Oh, no, not
special
more
different
AI.
ways.
Okay, no, we're doing mine.
What? It's so
You're
good.
talking about AI again.
It's so good.
Pebble.
Fami mentioned on WAN Show.
Pebble's coming back.
All right.
Hackaday reported on a flurry of Pebble news this week. Pebble, if you guys don't remember, was an e-paper smartwatch that was introduced with a Kickstarter in 2012. Let's see if we can find some file footage. Pebble watch. Oh, of course, it's all from now. Okay, look at that. The first one that's actually from then.
Old.
This guy.
What a nerd.
I know.
Not her.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I mean, she might be a nerd.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's unskippable. Forget it. I'm over it. Anyway, the point is, I loved the Pebble, not because it had a bunch of great functionality or because it was
Buttons.
the best looking device with the cleanest, most minimalistic design, but because it just freaking did what it was supposed to do, which was it displayed my stupid notifications for me, and it had an easy to use interface with physical flipping buttons. Dude, it was so easy to use that I actually still, up until I untogethered my motorcycle a couple of years ago, was still using a Pebble Time, which was a successor to this one after. So there was this, then the Pebble Steel, then the Pebble Time, if I recall correctly. I was still using a Pebble Time to control media playback when I would ride my motorcycle. I hot glued a magnet to the back of it, and then I hot glued a magnet to my bike, and then I would just put it on there so I could take it off and charge it, and then throw it on my bike for my in-helmet speakers. Like, why the crap is no one else making a super energy efficient smartwatch with physical buttons? Is exactly what the original Pebble founder Eric Mijakovsky said when he launched repebble.com and was like, dang it, if no one's gonna do this after we were acquired by Google in 2021, then, or rather, acquired by Fitbit in 2016, which was then acquired by Google in 2021, then we're just going to bring it back. And this is so cool. A team, including former Pebblers turned Googlers, has been working on open sourcing the OS for the last year. The code is on GitHub. So not only is Eric relaunching the Pebble with repebble.com, so I'm just going to fire this up here, but... hold on. Pebble.com. Oh, no, I mistyped it. But hold on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this successfully.
Open source is popping off on WAN Show.
Not only is he relaunching some hardware, but this might not be the only hardware. Because the OS is open source. That is so cool.
That is very cool.
That is so flipping cool. Bringing it back. It's open source. We're making new Pebble watches. Anyone can use Pebble OS in any way they want. Do you want a new Pebble? Yeah, a little bit. Freaking awesome. I'm personally really excited because as much as I wear an Apple Watch, I don't like it. I have never liked a smartwatch the way that I liked my Pebble.
Oh, it's Google open sourcing this.
Yeah, super cool.
I assumed they left the company to work on this, but yeah, no, this is officially Google open sourcing.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's so cool.
Sweet.
Okay, these announcements have caused some serious excitement for the Rebel project, which has been working since 2016 to maintain and advance Pebble functionality in the absence of Pebble Technology Corp, and does so through their Rebel web services. Rebel's Will Murphy stated that these developments are massive for Rebel and will accelerate our efforts to produce new hardware. Rebel has also announced they're going to become a non-profit organization and allow the community to take ownership of the project. Check out rebel.io. That's Rebel, REBBLE.io. for more information.
Wow. I didn't realize kind of how deep this went.
No, this is so cool. I actually had a call with Eric last week where he was just kind of talking about potential ways to work together and stuff like that. And I was like, look, what it really just boils down to for me is I'm stoked.
Sick.
So like as soon as you guys have got some new hardware, I'm so in. I'm so ready.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Fine. You can talk about your AI some more.
Let's go.
Talk about your AI.
We can poison AI in even more ways now. Several methods of poisoning AI models have been circulating for a while now. While none of them are 100% effective at tricking computers and have trade-offs, they have been successful at making scraping data more expensive and more difficult for these companies, with the aim of reducing AI's long-term feasibility. And all four are available for you to use now. YouTuber Fami, often written with a 4 instead of the A, has made a video demonstrating how to use the .ass subtitle format, or .ass.
Do we have to bleep that? Like,
I don't know. I mean, it's technically .ass. So
yeah. So .ass.
It just is what it is.
.ass, man.
I'm not swearing. I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah. .ass.
.ass. Yeah. Anyways, she demonstrates how you can use the .ass subtitle format to combat trawlers or crawlers from stealing content by adding junk caption data that should only affect AI.
Nice.
A professor at the University of Chicago and his students have created tools, Glaze and Nightshade. These are, again, these ones aren't new, that scramble how AI interprets photos/art with minimal visible changes to the human eye. And an anonymous dev, angry that Meta's crawler ignored their website's policy and hit their website 30 million times, struck back with malware Nepenthes. It's a tar pitting tool that traps AI in an infinite maze of static files with no exit links, which is pretty sick, and feeds them garbage data. Discussion question: can you think of any better file type other than .as? And I think no.
No, I don't think I can.
To be completely honest. Extremely well thought of. Do these tools give you hope in the fight against the AI takeover of creative ventures and possibly humanity itself?
Nope.
Nope, but it's fun. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's great. I mean...
And if you want to protect your stuff, do it.
Resistance is cool, even if it's futile.
Yeah.
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 Do it.
Yeah. The models have already been trained and open sourced and put out there. It's already been done. But again, really, if you do want to protect your stuff, if you're a particular artist, I think, and you have a particular style, I think poisoning all your stuff could be a really good idea. Because then you could keep your style from being trained on very effectively, or you could resist your style from being trained on very effectively. And I think that's the main use for this stuff, is like individual stylistic defense. I don't think it's going to stop, the wave from happening, but you might be able to resist your specific flavor. So,
in other cool news, SteamOS expands beyond the Steam Deck.
Check out Family's content. She's cool.
In the lead up to the Lenovo Legion Go S launch, Valve will be improving compatibility with other handhelds and will be shipping a beta of SteamOS, which should improve the experience on other handhelds. Users can download and test this for themselves. Of course, we will continue adding support and improving the experience with future releases. I am super bullish on SteamOS. I freaking love SteamOS. I can't wait to use it as I was going to say desktop operating system, but that's not actually the truth. What I want to use it for is a living room operating system. Bring back the Steam machine.
Yeah, dude.
I'm stoked. Like, dude, I have a Windows machine in my family room, which you probably don't know because you've probably never seen me turn it on, because it's annoying. Because it runs Windows, but is configured to just launch Steam in big picture mode every time it turns on. Except that because I only use it very infrequently, whenever I turn it on, there's been some stupid Windows update that wants me to go through the Windows setup wizard again. I'm like, I don't have a keyboard connected to this. I don't want this. I want it to just work. No, I don't want to use Edge. Not now. Microsoft?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are you sure?
I'm really sure. Not now. I want to just use my software and not yours.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. More SteamOS.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, what else we got?
Sony removes PSN requirements on 4 PC games. Sony has removed the mandatory PlayStation account requirement from 4 single-player PC games: Spider-Man 2, Last of Us Part 2, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered.
Are there any original IPs anymore? These are literally all sequels, but go ahead, carry on.
This is to to incentivize people to still sign in. There will be content unlocks when you connect your account.
Okay, I actually, you know what?
It's not too bad.
Yeah, if you need horse armor that badly, then go ahead, link your account. And if you just can't be arsed, then hey, you have that option now. That is
sweet.
That is a good way to do it.
I don't mind them doing some amount of incentive, it is what it is. This comes nearly after a year of the backlash around the post-launch PSN requirement for Helldivers 2, locking people in territories not served by PSN. This is the entire reason why this matters out of the game that they have already paid for. To be clear, there are regions in the world, whole countries, that cannot get PSN, but were able to buy these games. So it literally banned them from playing their own game that they owned, or potentially banned them from buying it at all in the future, which is nuts. So that's going away, which is good. Also, Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5 this spring.
How did I miss this? Are you kidding me? Really?
Is Halo next? I know a lot of people have been saying that they think Starfield is coming soon.
Who cares?
No one cares about that one.
Okay, cool. But
it's an Xbox exclusive title.
Forza on PlayStation?
That's pretty wild, Because it was always Gran Turismo versus Forza.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's weird. Announced today, apparently, yeah.
Whoa.
That's wild.
Sorry, I'm still reeling from this one.
That was a historic battle for decades, I think.
Is this the last generation of Xbox? Like, haven't they said they're working on next-gen hardware? What's the point?
Sorry, someone in Full Plane Chat said Starfield was fantastic until ... the event, and by that I think they mean the release
launch
date. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it could really mean other than that.
Loading zone enjoyer.
Other AI annoying news?
I'm going to do another fun thing.
Cool.
We played WAN Show on our school's jumbotron and sound system. How cool is this?
Whoa!
Yeah, right?
That's so sick.
This is so cool.
Wow.
Ridiculously geeky. Like what? Anyway, cool.
That's amazing.
That's
love
all I have to
stuff
say about
like
that.
That is so cool. That's like I think one of the reasons why I love stuff like that is because absolutely that is the type of thing that I would want to do if I was that person.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
I just,
and the next thing I do is put Crisis on it.
Let's play something fun on the jumbotron for whatever reason.
Yeah,
let's get something silly up there. That's sick.
I love it.
Nice screen. Good looking field.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. That's a nice facility.
Yeah.
Man, school sports in the US is one of those things that growing up in Canada, where the biggest sport at my high school was definitely rugby. And
about 4 people cared.
Other than the players, like there'd be the school announcements on Monday or whatever, and the rugby team had a result against MRSS, and
no one responds to
and
it.
Literally no one is even listening. Like nobody cared.
No one really goes to the sport unless they have like a significant other playing. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's like...
Even then, it's like, dude, I don't know, it's raining. Yeah. Like, tell me about it after. Like, dude, no one cared. And so I made it all the way to adulthood, having no idea that, like, high school level sports are televised in the US.
Dude, I went to, with my grandpa, who used to live in Arizona, we went to a University of Arizona football game, and... it was genuinely deeply difficult for me to comprehend that this was not an NFL game. It was a massive stadium. The stands were full. There was people like with body paint that spelled things. They had a marching band, like a massive one that came out they had a whole crazy halftime show. All this stuff.
Here's my high school. This is the field that they play rugby on. Where's your jumbotron now?
Yeah.
Where's even some bleachers?
Yeah, definitely not existence.
They literally do not even have a place for spectators because they know nobody's going to watch. We had tennis courts. We did not have a tennis team. Oh, is this pickleball? Is this new?
Someone in Full Plane Chat, Rye saw in Full Plane Chat, said the biggest university stadiums in the U.S. are almost twice as big as the University of Arizona Stadium. That place was enormous. It's like hard to, man, this is, I don't know. I understand a lot more people live down there, but like, dang, that's crazy.
Webb says, I've heard college is bigger too. That true? Absolutely. Dude, college sports in the States is as big, if not bigger, than I would say professional sports is here. Like it's a whole thing, man. And oh man, yeah. Well,
here's my high school. You can barely even tell where the fields are.
Yeah. No, it's green. There's some of it's green.
It is green, and there happens to be like the
goalposts. You could put a line between the fields if you were kind of feeling like it that day.
Felt like it. Our track is just like the dirt stuff that's around them. You guys had an actual track. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ours is also a square.
This has been improved since I was there for sure too. Though that's worth noting. Sorry, here I can put this back up. It was quite not like this when I was there. So
it looks like mine was not.
Yeah, this wasn't ours, by the way. This belonged to the elementary school, where also nobody watched anybody play. And it's not just that. Like, it's not just like, oh well, like Linus's school sucked. I mean, it probably has fewer stars than the other one. But like, yeah, now here's the other one.
This was like the school where people cared about the sports a lot when I was growing up. They had one little stands area.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they got.
But the fact that they had like an actual track was huge. That was a big deal.
Yeah. Here, let's go. Here we go. Thomas Haney School. Yeah, they don't even have a track.
Yeah.
They do have a baseball diamond.
That's crazy.
So that's something.
That's huge.
I guarantee you they never play baseball there. It's probably like just for California kickball. Oh, no, they've got what appear to be kind of dugouts. And they do, you know what? This may actually be used. They've got stands and everything. I didn't go there, so I don't know how big.
Yeah.
I don't know how big baseball was at this school.
Brookswood Secondary, if I remember correctly, Brookswood Secondary did not have...
I can tell you this looks like a problem. Like, especially given that right-handed hitters are going to pull this way.
Maybe they just know it'll be fine.
Dyslexic Stoner 240 asks, what is California kickball? It's pretty much baseball, but with like a giant rubber ball, and you just roll it. So it's like, especially when you're young kids, and you don't have the hand-eye coordination to hit a baseball or a softball, it's so that you can start to learn the rules of baseball. But you just kick the ball.
Kick it, yeah.
Yeah, you just like roll it.
It was actually decently fun when you were in like elementary school.
Yeah. Until, everyone can just freaking boot it. It's pretty fun.
People are saying that's just kickball. Up here, I remember it being called California kickball.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe there was a difference. I have no idea.
Apparently, it's just called. What makes it California? I don't know. That's just what we called it. What do you want from me?
All right, Google.
This is like a Royale with cheese thing, or in French doors are just called doors in France.
Thanks for that, Dan.
Is there a difference?
I don't know.
While kickball and California kickball are often used interchangeably, the main distinction is that California kickball is essentially just a regional term for the game of kickball. Particularly popularized in the California area and I guess BC, often implying a slightly more relaxed or casual approach to the game's rules compared to the more structured kickball leagues elsewhere.
Oh, interesting. So this is kind of like a ping pong table tennis thing, where
I guess so.
Technically, I believe the differences in the game are like so minor that only someone at a competitive level would care. But functionally speaking, they're like kind of the same thing.
Oh wait, the stadium manager of that football field is in Floatplay chat. That's pretty sick.
Yes.
Trevor V.
So they are essentially the same game. The difference is one of perception. Table tennis is an Olympic sport and respected, while ping pong is a hobby or recreational activity.
Fun. Yeah. So California kickball is the whatever version.
Yeah, and like, okay, badminton has something similar. If somebody calls it a birdie, you know that they're just like a rec, like they play in the backyard or whatever. They don't actually play badminton. They just like, whereas if they call it a shuttle, then you know that they actually like know the sport and care and like play.
I feel like those types of things exist like for practically everything.
Yeah, sure. It's just like, are you in
it or are you just an enjoyer?
Filthy casual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fair. Like it's fair. I'm looking around. I can't think of. I know of one school, sort of around here. Two. I know of two schools that have like fields where you could really watch people play. But I think it's mostly because those fields happen to be there, and they're more community fields than really the school's fields. But the school's right next to it, so they're like, we might as well use it too.
To answer your question in Floatplane chat, Starcat1, cock.
The word that comes after shuttle?
They asked shuttle what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cock!
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys want to talk about next?
Maybe the word that comes after shuttle. No. Yeah, sponsors would be pretty good right after that.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Perfect transition.
The show is brought to you today by Vessi. Hiding your stash in your shoes is nothing special. Keeping it dry while stepping through water? That's what our sponsor Vessi can offer. That's why Dennis hides his stash in his shoe. Okay, we've been working with Vessi for years, and many of our team members wear Vessis every day. Here's why they're obsessed with them. They're not your typical clunky rubber rain boots, the kind that leave your feet looking and smelling like blue cheese. They use Dymatex technology, keeping your socks dry while staying breathable, lightweight, and stretchy. Plus, they look way more stylish. Check out their Alta High Top. It's got a thicker, snow-gripping outsole, perfect for wild winter adventures, plus a warm liner to keep your feet cozy and comfy. Whether you're chasing your New Year's goals or running away from your responsibilities in the rain, Vessi has got you covered. Check out vessi.com/WAN Show and get an automatic 15% off your first order at checkout. The show is also brought to you by Odoo. Running a business can be hectic, but not with our sponsor, Odoo. In just minutes, Dennis created a website, Linus on Loan, to secretly rent out my Porsche. Thanks to Odoo's all-in-one solution for businesses, his dream side hustle is now a reality. Odoo offers apps to cover all aspects of your business, including marketing, invoicing, HR, project management, and more. And their user interface is so friendly and clean that it might just completely change how you work. Say goodbye then to slow dashboards, overflowing email inboxes, and endless data frustration. You can even create job postings and track progress with ease. And if you've got an employee like Dennis who's always slacking off, Odoo's Time Off app lets you track hours, vacation time, and more. You can select just the apps your business needs, and if you only need one app, it's free. So check out Odoo at odoo.com/WAN or click the link in the description for a free 15-day trial, no credit card required. Finally, the show is brought to you by Odd Pieces. Spend some quality time with your family this weekend.
Look at Kid Linus.
Thanks to our sponsor, Odd Pieces. Their puzzles are more than just pictures. You're not just piecing together the picture, but also the storylines. Okay, whatever. The point is, I'm going to go off the script because these were super fun.
These are super cool.
I actually did this one with my kids. So you get the picture on the box, and then you also get like a story, and then the final puzzle is a little bit different from the box. So almost everything changes a little bit. So you can see right there, that TV that they're working on fixing is fixed in the final one. Yeah, it's super cool, and it's really engaging for the kids, and it makes it just a little bit more exciting than just building a freaking puzzle.
Yeah.
Each set comes with 1,000 high-quality puzzle pieces, 2 puzzle maps, 2 story comics, a limited edition sticker pack, a hidden clue checklist, and an ultimate riddle. Yeah, the checklist at the end is fun because you go around and it's kind of like the reward when you're done with the puzzle. You can go and like find all the little things that changes. There could be a hidden story, a mystery, or even a secret ending. And when you're done, there might be a twist. You'll be treated to a full narrative experience rather than just a static picture. So check out Odd Pieces and get 15% off your first order using our link in the video description. All right. We're supposed to do 3 merch messages now. Go ahead. Hit me, Dan.
Sure thing. Let me just get to the place where they are. Hi, L2D1. I'm not a morning person, so I have a pretty elaborate morning ritual. Can you walk me through your typical morning?
Oh, man. Okay. Sure. So I am also not a morning person. I do not sleep well, but my kids need to get to school. So most mornings, we either teamwork getting lunches ready, or more often lately, because Yvonne is a saint and she's been coming into the office less lately, she'll do the lunches and get the kids out the door, and then I will drive them. So I get to get up like 20 minutes later, which is pretty nice.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
That's not nothing.
I usually don't eat breakfast. I know I really should. What else? I'm no longer a morning showerer. I'm a late night bather.
I haven't been able to give up the morning shower despite also extremely not being a morning person because I just sweat so much at night. I can't handle it.
Really? Even with your 8 sleep?
Yeah, it still happens.
What?
It can't keep the entirety of me. I'm a big boy. Only some of me can touch the bed, man. Some of it's up. I'll be cooking on. I'm like a not properly flipped steak. I'll be cooking on one side and cold on the other, and I'll have to like roll over enough. And if I don't actively roll over enough while sleeping, I'll wake up and I will be like hot on one side and cool on the other.
I think we should do a cooled blanket video or something. Because does that exist? Can you get a cooled blanket?
Blanket? I don't think so.
Wait.
I think the chance that you get a leak out of a blanket would be like
No,
way more
I think you
brutal.
can get ones that like blow air through it, but the problem is that there's no way Emma would want that. So it would have to be just the one side.
Yeah.
So we'd have to do like a...
You know, you can set up a curve, like a sleeping curve, where it changes the temperature over the night.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No, I'm not. And you're supposed to like raise it at certain points and stuff. Mine is literally just cranked at the absolute bottom, and
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
the best it can do.
Okay, so I'm not promising anything, but I will.
If it's gonna leak all over my everywhere, I don't know if I.
Well, look, I take no responsibility for any of that. I don't even know what you're talking about. But what I'll say is, Dan, if you could fire over to Vance to add to the next writers' meeting.
How heavy is it gonna be?
Luke, okay? Do you look a gift horse in the mouth?
If it's not really a gift, maybe.
What am I telling Vance?
That we're gonna try and figure out a water-cooled blanket for Luke. I think that's. I think it's the right thing to do. I think water-cooled blanket for Luke is the right thing to do.
So that's
It just
what
feels right.
So I don't have to take morning showers.
It feels right. Yeah, it feels right. I bet what we could even do is we could probably modify your 8 sleep so that we branch off of the mattress side of it, and we actually redirect some of the water flow into the top layer part. Anyway, we won't get too deep into the plan right now, but I think we could do it.
This is off topic, but somebody told me to look up Allen High School in Texas, and my brain actually exploded.
I'm flipping over to your laptop.
This is a cluster of 5 baseball fields. This looks like 4 more baseball fields.
No,
maybe?
that can't be baseball. Here, can you zoom in more? Oh, wait.
Softball. So they
Shut
delineate that.
up.
So they have 4 softball fields, 5 baseball fields, one of them being like way big. They have an aquatics center over there. They have all of these tennis courts here. They have a park. They have some.
Wait, this is all still the school?
Yes, they have all these,
That's not 2 schools?
which is
Wait, there's
baseball.
more baseball?
More baseball
Whoa,
and softball
these are
fields.
like pro-ass looking baseball fields.
They have whatever.
How
this
many teams do
random
they
field
have?
Is. They have Eagle Stadium. This is a high school.
The Allen Eagles. Allen Eagle just sounds like a dude.
It does.
It doesn't sound like a sports team.
It does. Look at this stadium, dude. Oh man.
And it has a
They have-
huge parking lot because
they
I
have
guess
more back
people
here.
like flipping go to...
Are these something?
What is this?
I don't know. The Edge? The Edge of Allen Stadium Park! This is still the high school. I don't know what this is, but it's still a high school.
Might be competitive rowing.
It literally might be. This might be water.
What the flip is going on here?
That school has a subway?
Like, do you mean the restaurant or the...
At this point, I don't know.
or the train? Oh, Knox Allen Station.
Maybe
this-
they mean the train. No,
I don't-
That's like houses.
And maybe they mean both.
Yeah, maybe.
Water skiing? Shut up. No way.
Water
This is-
skiing might
This
be.
is not uncommon for high schools in Texas, says Boom00. My
Water
old
skiing
hometown with like 25,000 people is this size. You gotta be kidding me here.
Why can't I see information on the aquatics?
The Lower Freshman Center. Yes, Subway restaurant. Okay, that's not even, well, okay.
BCIT has a Timmy's.
Yeah, but that BCIT is a post-secondary institution.
True. Why is this panel off the screen? What happened?
I don't know. Anyway, okay, I think we get the point. Wild. Absolutely wild.
Did I zoom the browser? Oh, I totally did. Okay.
Protonmail.
Ugh.
Politically neutral and privacy-first encrypted email service Protonmail has been under fire for both posting and seeming pro-GOP biased and being not so private. They recently handed over a user's information to French legal authorities and admitted that they would hand over any info they have if prompted by authorities to comply with Swiss law. This includes email subjects, headers, senders, recipients, times, but notably not the body of the emails themselves. They have also been under fire for posting praise for certain aspects of the U.S. Republican Party. The original tweet from the CEO said, 10 years ago, Republicans were the party of big business and Dems stood for the little guys. But today the tables have completely turned. The official comment the original comment from the official Proton Reddit account said, until corporate Dems are thrown out, the reality is that Republicans remain more likely to tackle big tech abuses. From the damage control thread, the CEO posted, big tech CEOs are tripping over themselves to kiss the ring because the new president represents an unprecedented challenge to their monopolistic dominance.
With Lena Khan being out now, I guess we're not commenting on what they're saying.
I'm not commenting on what they're saying. I'm just throwing this out there. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as I could tell, neither the Democrats nor the Republicans wanted Lena Khan in. So
yeah,
I'm pro Lena Khan.
Fair enough. Yeah.
She's the only one that actually has my support. Lena Khan for Prime Minister of Canada. Thank you.
Yep.
Good luck, everybody. We love our southern neighbors. From a distance, though. We're not going to be a state. What else we got today? Other AI annoying news?
Yeah. Meta AI now automatically uses your Facebook and Instagram data and messages to personalize auto responses with no option to opt out. Let's go. Microsoft rolls out a new version of Microsoft 365 with Copilot AI features that doesn't work along with a 30% price hike. 10 to 13 months.
No, $10 to $13 a month for a family plan.
Got it. It's also very hard to opt out of the AI features.
Neat.
Discussion question: is there a Facebook Marketplace alternative so I can delete my Meta account?
Nope.
No.
Get wrecked. I love Facebook Marketplace.
You and Emma, dude.
I love it so much. Look at my freaking Facebook Marketplace. It's wild. What even is this? It's a 20-inch encapsulated silicone spine.
I did not think that was a spine in the thumbnail.
Yeah, why do they have that?
It looks like
why do they have that?
A series of things in a row.
Here's 3090s for sale.
Oh,
wow. That actually.
Oh,
that. Hey, Dan, you need any more 3090s? This is CAD.
My wallet says no. My heart says yes.
I kind of want to get one.
I mean, these are mining cards, so who knows how long they'll last. But dude, what even is this? What even is this? I don't know. I want it, though. Look at it. This is crazy.
What the heck?
Right? This is crazy. Dude,
LTT race car?
Dude, I go out of my way to just, click the weirdest stuff. So my Facebook Marketplace algorithm is freaking wild.
What the heck is that?
It's freaking wild.
Oh, it's a shirt.
Breaking Bad / Dr. Seuss themed shirt.
Yeah, it's less cool as a shirt.
I love my Facebook Marketplace, dude. I love it. Here's a map of the Powell River backcountry.
It's 3D
from this guy.
Dude, it's from it being from that guy. It makes me think it's very legit.
Look at this thing.
That's actually super cool.
Look at this thing.
That is really cool.
Where else can you?
You could find a way to use it as a D&D map somehow.
Dude, I'm even starting to like the ads. The VSO is doing music from Final Fantasy. Let's fucking go.
Oh, sick. I kind of want to go to that. I can pretty much guarantee you Conrad's going to that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really like anything else Facebook does. I do use WhatsApp Messenger, but I don't really like anything else Facebook does. But Facebook Marketplace has its problems. It has its problems. But where else am I going to get this?
Is that $150?
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how affordable that is.
Yeah, the pipes are made of PVC. Now you could have your very own Tanacon. Right here in the attic of your house.
Was it Tanacon? I thought it was something else.
I thought it was Tanacon. Oh, no,
No.
Tanacon.
Dashcon. Yeah.
No, this is Tanacon.
I think Tanacon memed on it. No, that's Dashcon.
Oh, is this Dashcon? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought it was Tanacon. Wait, Dashcon. Hold on. See also Tanacon. Okay, sorry.
I think they happened at a similar time.
Yeah, okay, my bad. Cool. Facebook Marketplace
right.
though. Ball pit. Let's go.
Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Maybe.
There's this one.
What else is there? Yeah.
What even is this?
Is Gobi using proprietary USB-C cables? LTT forum member Viper7 reports that Gobi cameras will only work with the included USB-C to C cable. So rather than replacing a too short cable, users are buying extensions to use with the included cables. Turns out we don't have any Gobi cameras on hand to confirm these reports, so we're asking the WAN audience instead. And I guess the main reason that I wanted to bring this up is because why does USB-C specifically, have to be such a broken, weird, freaking stupid standard? It doesn't seem that hard, and I'm very excited for us to bring our cables to market and do our small part to fix this. So they're just going to be clearly labeled with the wattage and the data rate, and that's it. Simple.
They've been a sponsor, right?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons that I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, so we should try to, if you have them, try to...
Elijah says, I have a feeling this could be a case of someone using a wrong spec, like a power only. Why do the power only cables exist? I know it's good to save 4 cents on your cable or whatever, but
yeah, I wonder what it is.
I suspect that's right. I suspect that's it.
Yeah, if you have one, try to test it, post it on the forum or something.
Yeah. All right. Is this it? Is it WAN After Dark?
I think so.
Oh,
we have
wait,
a
no.
pre-WAN After Dark announcement.
Yes. Behind every great chief vision officer,
Eyeball.
there are executives that have to wrangle said chief vision officer. And on Floatplane, we've had Exec Week, where you can meet some of them. Dun, 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 dun. James Strive, Nick Light, and Taryn Tong all sat down for interviews with the one and only Sammy. So we can go over to the exclusives, and you can meet the team, all 3 of these guys. They did a great job. They were good sports, and that's our Floatplane exclusive update for the week.
Let's go.
If meeting execs isn't your cup of tea, you can watch my wisdom tooth post-surgery drug trip, or you can catch up on Why Is WAN Late, since there is a new episode next week.
A bunch of people saying Taryn's interview was really good. Some people asking where mine is. I had a whole week to myself because I'm a special little flower, I guess. So you can
He's
go
our
check
special
that out if you
boy.
want. Yeah, I think weeks are generally 3 videos for Floatplane. So you get 3 people.
Got him. All right, what else we got? After Dark?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Dan, you're up.
I got to push a couple buttons first.
Look at this guy.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
And... There was some people talking in, I don't remember where it was, that they missed the actual dark After Darks.
I was about to say those words exactly.
Yep, I miss it too. I understand the reason.
How dare you steal my words?
Pretty good at
They
it.
were my words.
Pretty good at it.
You're good at it.
Better than you at it.
Okay. The pre-show viewers will get it, and I'm not explaining that.
But yeah, I understand the reasoning, and it's probably still the correct reasoning, but I do miss it being dark. I do.
Dude, don't even.
Look at these guys still needing words.
The regular show cannot handle that. You are too spicy for the pepper, sir. All right,
let's get back to the most important part of the show, where I get to talk.
Oh, man. All right, anyways. I apologize for what I did.
Oh, you admit it. You're terrible.
Oh, right.
I'm loving the look
lost
of...
the point.
I lost point. Yeah.
Personal attack against him. Point for Dan.
Yeah.
I'm loving the look of the new shirt and that I can wear it at work. When will we get some pants to go with it? Would love to have a full LTT office appropriate set.
Oh, the tech pants are back in development. So the original prototypes, which we went through like 5 revisions on, all of them suffered from a condition that I call vagina pocket syndrome, where basically they had zipper pockets, because even on like a dressier pant, we look on your face. Even on a dressier pant, we didn't want your stuff to fall out of your pockets. So we had zippers on the main pockets. But the problem was that whenever the zippers were undone, because it was like inside a thing and there was a fold, it kind of looked like you had 2 vaginas on your hips. So we
Do you have like penis pocket problems when you put your screwdriver in your pocket?
No. We definitely don't have pockets there for screwdrivers, but if we did, that would be a problem. Anyway, the point is that we couldn't solve vagina pocket syndrome, so we kind of canceled the tech pants.
Okay.
It looked really bad. It wasn't even just like, Linus, you have such a sick mind, whatever. Like in the meeting, we're all standing there going like, oh my God.
Those shorts that I wear all the time have zipper pockets. Maybe it's like an angle thing or something.
So it's the material, it's the positioning, it was everything.
Okay.
It was very difficult. So anyway, they're back, and this time they're going to be based on the very successful, very well received cargo pants block, which is what like a basic pattern is called. And we did a first round, and it's particularly noticeable on me because I have kind of wide childbearing hips, especially for a male. And even on me, the VPS issue seems to be resolved. So I am pretty excited. Hopefully, I don't know, who knows, some months, hopefully this year. But our tech pants are going to be the same fit as the cargo pants. Very plumber bum resistant, no VPS on the pockets, and more of a professional office look. Yeah, we're working on it. We're going to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not the answer I was expecting. Howdy, LLD. Linus, after watching Channel Super Fun, do you still find D-brand stickers in your house when Dennis was living in your new house?
Yes.
Really?
There are still stickers in my house. Yes, there are. Because my kids helped. So they put them freaking everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That's a good way to do that.
Yeah, there's still a light fixture that's like kind of out of the way and inconvenient to get at that has one on it. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really good.
Hey everyone, I work as an urban planner and technology's importance has been rapidly growing in our field. Did you see or use any cool technology when you were selecting locations for the badminton center?
No. Honestly, the location considerations it was mostly just, okay. I actually looked this up very recently because I was trying to figure out how long I'd been trying to open that thing. And from the day I started to the day we did our soft opening, it was somewhere between 5 and 6 years, I think. And the reason it took me so long is because I needed a whole bunch of stars to align. I needed something with ample parking. So that basically ruled out almost any new building. I needed something with high ceilings. So that ruled out almost anything old.
And anything other than a warehouse, basically.
I needed something zoned for recreational use, which ruled out anything other than the city of Richmond, the city of Langley, or further east, or Surrey specifically has a carve-out as long as it's less than 50% of the building, which is why we're able to do it, because we have 2 units out of the 4, but because the electrical mechanical room is in one of our units, we're actually like 49% of the usable floor space. So we're able to be an auxiliary use, recreational use business there. I needed it to be somewhat accessible to the badminton community. So it's a very popular sport in some parts of the world and not a very popular sport in other parts of the world. So generally speaking, like your typical, white boy doesn't really play badminton. But in Southeast Asia, in India, in China, Taiwan, badminton is super popular. And so I wanted to be close to, where there's a high density of like a high population density of people who have come from those areas, because they're far more likely to play badminton. It basically just came down to all of that. I didn't have a chance to use any technology because it took me like 4.5 years to find something that would work at all. I'm stoked on how it's turned out though. We had our launch a little while ago of our memberships and stuff, and it's going great. People are freaking loving it. Like freaking loving it. Loving it. Yeah, it's been really great.
Somebody's got a assistant.
Yeah, my watch was talking to me.
Oh,
I'm not even talking to you, Siri.
Rude to interrupt. Hi, Linus. I noticed that you have a really deliberate diction, especially when similar sounding are in sequence. Is this something you have always done or practiced and intentional skill?
It's from just watching our videos back and trying to make them intelligible, especially knowing that people now typically, it seems, watch videos at anywhere from 1.5x to 2x. So if I mumble my words or I slur them together, then what I've noticed is that the comprehensibility of what I'm saying goes way down if there aren't clear breaks between my words. It's also a habit that doesn't come naturally to me, but that I have tried to adopt in order to make me a little bit easier to edit. If you have your words go together like this, then you can't really pick up mid-sentence and do a retake. And
which is so convenient sometimes because you might have done like a killer job with the beginning of what you're saying, but then screw up something really small and you really want that back.
Yeah.
And if you could keep it somehow, that would be nice. Nice.
Hey, sorry.
UCR Buffalo says, you said before the wisdom tooth surgery, you used to have a lisp too. Yeah, I had a pretty pronounced lisp before I got my dental appliances and they reshaped my palate. And it's kind of been coming back. Anyway.
Hey, LLD, if you could travel back in time to the 20th century and bring LTT with you, what technology would you love to cover or revisit the birth of?
Oh, I think like long distance communications would be something that I'd be super, super into.
The wire.
Yeah. And yeah. Like switchboards.
So much.
Dude, switchboards. You ever seen a switchboard?
They're crazy.
Freaking wild.
Absolutely wild.
Super cool.
Early telecom stuff would have been insane.
Yeah.
Honestly, any early computer things were just wild.
Yeah. You should go when you guys are done this watching WAN Show.
Like imagine the content. I don't know, we're not making videos at that point, but whatever content you're making in that era, imagine the content you could make on the first like 3.5-inch hard drive. Like mind-blowing, dude.
Go watch these videos from Smarter Every Day and Linus Tech Tips. This memory module, actually, I can't remember if that's the compute module or the memory module. The point is the RAM was literally
the woven
hand woven. It's so cool.
Woven memory is
Yeah, okay, it is.
crazy.
It is RAM. It is RAM. You can see it's 14 kilobytes of RAM in my hand there.
And that's how they programmed it, right?
So cool.
They've wired the
Woven.
program. Bonkers. Hey, DLL. I work in the trading industry as a software developer, and I loved the Equinix DC video. Do you think X86 CPUs are going to be able to scale past 128 cores? Excited for the backpack.
No, they'll never get there. Never going to get there. Not happening.
Yeah, okay. I was like, hold on a second. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm kidding. I mean, AMD and Intel are clearly still into it, adding more and more cores. Okay, Knight's Corner, technically x86, but they were pretty like weak sauce compared to.
Oh yeah, but still,
Yeah,
we're talking cores.
I mean that's fair enough.
Knight's Corner was 50 cores per chip. When did it come? Like 20 years ago? No. 14.
Yeah.
It's not that far off.
All right, hit me, Dan.
Ignoring GPUs, the CPU uplifts this generation have been really disappointing. How come we've seen 30% plus performance for ARM CPUs, like the new QC SD8 Elite, but not x86? Not so much.
That hasn't been true for x86.
Well, that and Snapdragon 8 Elite got a node shrink. Like TSMC's latest node is so flipping expensive. Almost no one's using it. Apple's using it, Qualcomm's using it, but Nvidia didn't use it for their latest GPUs. And like that's a lot of the really, really, really smart ideas have been done to optimize chip design. So, it used to be easy to get big performance gains because you could just cram more transistors in because you just have a new process node that allows you to shrink the freaking transistors. But when you can't do that, well, you end up with NVIDIA's RTX 50 series. And you can see this increase in cost as we go down to more and more recent process nodes, and you can see the way that companies like AMD are actually optimizing their cost for their products by avoiding it whenever possible. Like you look at their latest Ryzen processors, they don't use the same node for their I/O die that they do for the CCDs, for the compute dies. And the reason for that is that it's so flipping expensive. It's cheaper to use a way larger die of an older node than it is to just shrink the I/O using the same node as the compute dies. That wasn't a thing 10 years ago. You just shrunk everything because it would all kind of come out in the wash. Like, yeah, it'd be more expensive per area or whatever, but you'd be able to pack so much more into the area that nothing else made any sense. So Snapdragon 8 Elite got a die shrink, and other CPUs have gotten small ones or not that much. Also, like X86 CPUs are like so mature. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed that we are still getting the performance gains on a single core chip that we are. Like they can't scale clock speed anymore. I don't know. Ryzen 9000's like pretty good. 9800X3D.
9800X3D.
It's a heck of a chip.
It's still a beast.
It's a heck of a chip. It's questionable whether you need it. I mean, we demonstrated this pretty well in our video, that if you're not running at 1080p low, it doesn't make much of a difference. And in fact, we were so convinced by that we felt, yeah, we're good to go ahead with our 50 series reviews with the 7800X3D because we're benchmarking these at 1440p and up. And we just didn't see much of a difference.
We are planning on eventually moving that over.
Yeah, I just mean we didn't like freak out and panic upgrade everything without doing our due diligence.
Yeah.
Because you guys might remember this, but we put a ton of work into making sure that our parallelized test benches are all going to give out results that are very close to each other. And we needed I think it was over a dozen 7800X3Ds in order to nail that down. That was before your time.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bunch though.
Do you have any recommendations on restoring the finish on the black shaft screwdrivers?
Nope. That's why we only did them for a limited time, because there's no way to do that. And it was exactly these kinds of questions forever that I was trying to avoid. The only reason we did it was because people demanded to have them, in spite of us telling everyone, look, we're canceling the black shaft because we can't guarantee the durability. So
some people really like it.
Yeah, well, this person apparently doesn't.
Yep.
No, there's no way to restore it, because like you'd have to get it perfect, you'd want to like sandblast it or something, and you do not want to sandblast that screwdriver. Something's going to end up in the ratchet mechanism. You do not want to do that.
Plug the yeah, that's probably what I do.
The Diplomat says, I love my black shaft.
Very diplomatic. I think if you plug the like socket end, you might be able to. Someone mentioned in chat
the socket end.
Plasti dip it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't look that good.
No.
And touching the knurling, like Plasti dip's just gonna come off.
Mm-hmm.
Had to RMA a headphone 4 times in 2 years. Each replacement came with a new legal warranty. This time they offer a goodwill instead of a warranty. Should I insist on my warranty or just switch brands?
This is oh man, warranties. Why do I even talk about them? Why do I get baited into this stuff?
Because I curated this one. Maybe I should just...
What do you think, Linus?
Oh, no.
I think that warranties are written in such a way that they basically leave enough room for interpretation that they are designed to protect the company rather than the user. If you look carefully at any of them, they will have clauses in there that say things like at discretion or regular wear and tear that will allow them to decide whether they give you warranty service or not. So with all of that said, the warranty service that you will get from a company functionally comes down to their willingness to stand behind their product.
But you should still get a warranty. And I would, in this situation, I would make it very clear that you're uncomfortable without one, especially considering the failure rate that you've experienced thus far.
And then,
especially because most headphones really don't fail that much.
And then, if they don't appease you, if they don't satisfy you, then you should switch brands, because at the end of the day, whatever's written down on the warranty terms or whatever is what it is. But it changes absolutely nothing about your experience. And that's what matters. Their reputation matters. Your experience matters. Are they going to try and weasel out of it? That's what matters. And honestly, after something failed that many times, I would just be not that impressed anyway.
Hello, Lan, and Dan. Question for Luke. I am a media student, and I have pretty much been relying on AI for my programming assignments. How do you think development will evolve in regards to AI?
It's going to be weird. There's things right now that it's like, I've seen a ton of examples of people using, I'm sure Dan's seen this too. I've seen a ton of examples of people using the R1 model to do stuff, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, it scores really high on the programming.
There's a thing Wendell was sharing with me. I wonder if I can find it. One sec. Where it like, oh man, I don't remember the details, but it's a genuinely wild Reddit thread, and they shared like their prompt, and it's just anyone could have prompted for this.
I believe you can also feed it back code as examples, and it'll work on them.
Yeah.
Your phone needs to move.
Yeah,
though.
sorry. Is it going through?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I need to figure out how to solve this.
Adam Z says, the way he talks about warranty, does North America not have laws mandating the minimum warranty rules and duration? The issue is just that it costs so much to pursue it that it's very difficult to actually chase anybody on it. That's the challenge. It's not that you aren't entitled to it. It's just that the cost of making someone deal with something is greater than what it would cost to just go buy a new one. So it just usually doesn't make sense.
But some people push it, and there are laws in the States about it and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Get your warranty.
Yeah.
Honestly, in that situation that was merch messaged about, I would ask for like, maybe you should give me a longer warranty because your product is sketch. Optimizes Lambda.
Do you want to come back to it, Luke?
Give me 1 second. I spelled that wrong. Ugh.
Can I help you?
Boom, there it is.
He's got this. Am I good to go to your laptop?
Yeah.
There we go.
This thread is wild. Diving through it is wild. If you scroll, this is a picture, obviously, but if you scroll down and find, someone actually linked the actual GitHub repository, and on there, you can see the code that it wrote, and it shows the prompts that they used. Oh, what? Is this shorter? I swear this is shorter. Oh, never mind. Here's the example of the prompt that I used. You can see like your task is to convert given C++ ARM Neon blah, 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 into this. And okay, it just goes. Here's the function that you need to convert. It's this whole thing. It's going to be way too much for us to go over, and it's probably not going to be interesting for like the vast majority of the audience. Okay. But check out this thread if you're interested in DeepSeek R1 helping with developer stuff. Check out this. Dan's like, yeah,
it's starting, Luke. You know how we were disenfranchised last year?
Yeah,
I think we're back on the up and up.
It makes the lambda.cpp, if I remember correctly, roughly 2x speed increase. A user even noticed there was something that it did that was not necessarily necessary, and they asked R1 about it, and it was like, oh yeah, you're correct. You can remove it by doing these things, blah, 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 blah. Like it improved beyond there. So it's improving and making code more efficient. And then able to work with someone giving it feedback to do stuff. Yeah, one of the top comments, self-improvement achieved. Yeah, there's a comment here saying there's a non-zero chance that something like O3 Pro is already influencing code optimizations inside OpenAI. First mover advantage could be strong here as improvements compound and are magnified even further by possibly implementing R1 optimizations. Essentially, what they're talking about here is if you have the most powerful model, at a certain point, you can use the most powerful model to continually self-improve faster than other people can, especially if you don't release the most powerful model publicly the second you make it every time. This is a similar concept to like ASIC coin miners.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is basically ant miners.
Yep. It's ASIC coin miners mining on their own machines before they release it to the public,
Right.
Like halfway through the next development cycle, in order to kind of always stay on top. It's a really interesting conversation.
Bitmain, that's the company.
And yeah, it's totally a thing.
All right.
If you work for us and you're hearing this and you're worried, don't be. We have roughly 47,000 years worth of work to do. So if this accelerates you many times, which I don't think we're there yet, but if it does, sweet. There's more tasks. Don't worry about it.
It begins.
Yeah.
All right.
This year's going to be spicy. Hey, Linus, I recently wrecked my car,
Oh, bummer.
a 2003 Camry, and I'm painting a new hood for it. Any problems just using a rattle can for a quick and dirty paint job? Any tips you'd suggest?
First of all, I do not condone graffiti. You should not paint your hood. Second of all, the most important thing is to clean it. Just make sure that the car is really clean. So soap and water, rinse really, really well. And then, yeah, realistically, if all you want to do is prevent it from rusting, just make sure you prime first or use a paint primer combination. Like, this is an older car. It sounds like you don't want to put a lot of money into it. So yeah, no, it'll work. Make sure you coat everything, right? Because if there's any gaps, then moisture will start to rust it. And once rust gets under the paint, then you have to understand the whole thing and then you do the whole thing again. But that's about it.
As someone closely familiar with people are expensive, I was laid off this week. What are your thoughts on companies that struggle due to the huge amount of misinformation perpetuated over and over?
Oh, I have lots of thoughts about that.
I'd like to apologize for Luke for 2 for 2 for tonight.
I'm just gonna
I'm not answering this one.
hang out.
Go for it, Luke. You're up. Asia, Africa, Australia, North America,
What?
Antarctica.
What?
You're up.
Oh, you want to ding him again? There we go. Good. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's really tough. We, in a lot of ways, people have been talking about this for a while. We're in like a semi like post-truth scenario when everyone around basically has the same ability to voice things that has a lot of benefits and is cool. But that means that every single person, I'm not even talking about voting, every single person's form of communication is taken at a very similar authority level, which is kind of questionable in a few different ways. And one person could create a huge range of accounts or run a LLM backed bot farm to communicate various things that they want. We see this from nation states. Don't kid yourself. It's also happening on a personal level. A crafty high school kid with a laptop could figure it out. This is not highly
Rocket
sophisticated
surgery
at this point. Yeah, like this is a thing and it's happening. You go around, it's public knowledge. I'm not exactly a fan of Twitter or X in any of its iterations. It has nothing to do with its current ownership. You go around it lately though, it's a ghost town, dude. Like I will look at a tweet that has a lot, or whatever they're called now, that has a lot of interactions on it, and you look at it has a lot of likes, retweets, comments, etc. I have seen a couple where I like actually was just stunned for a while and then like shared it with someone else and was like, look at this. Because there's like 40 responses and I pretty much guarantee none of them are real. It's like, whoa. Like the whole, what is it called again? Dead internet theory or whatever?
Dead internet, yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously not true. There's an incredible amount of people that are chronically online, but there is also just a mind-blowing amount of fake content on the internet these days. Fake people, fake comments, fake replies, fake content, the whole thing.
Big problem is, I actually mentioned this on the pre-show, the human capacity, or now augmented by the machine capacity for imagination, is much, much, much greater than responsible, informed, diligent people's capacity for finding, formulating, and presenting arguments against bullshit. So it feels like a hopeless losing battle.
Oh. Linus, the other week you mentioned playing Lords of the Realm 2, one of my favorite games from childhood. Have you heard of the new game Manor Lords?
I have.
I feel it's a spiritual successor to that game.
I haven't played it yet, but Lord of the Realms just like popped up on like cheap games on Steam, and I was like, hey. And it has made me want to try Manor Lords even more. Is Manor Lords still in early access though?
Yes, I was part of the first people to grab it as it came out.
Yeah, I will. But I haven't yet.
Very good.
Is it good? Do you like it?
I liked it.
Did you play Lords of the Realm too?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Then
I think I should.
It's surprising. It's not very deep, but it is surprisingly still really fun.
You got to remember that it is still in early access, so it will change over time.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly...
I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
A lot of people think that early access games are done.
Oh, yeah. They're not. I've been enjoying the heck out of an early access game, tape to tape.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, it definitely has problems. Like right
so
now,
many quirks.
Right now, breakaways are kind of broken and stuff like that. Like it's always got new problems because they're constantly working on it. But it is a ton of fun, and I actually have really been enjoying what we did for the last run. That we did together, where
That's gotten a lot better.
Instead of choosing our path at some of the like roguelite roster building forks, we just flip a coin and then we just play with whatever we get. I've done a couple solo runs recently.
The events are a lot more viable now.
Where I did the same thing, and dude, the one I did last night was just f***ed. Because I did it for everything, including choosing my superstar, choosing my initial ability. So I just had garbage for everything. It was unusable.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. It would be fun to challenge yourself to try to win that way, but wow. That's
I got crushed by the knights.
Oh yeah.
Just tanked.
that's a wall already.
They rolled over me. It was embarrassing.
While I say that's a wall already, I really hope they don't nerf the princesses and the knights.
Yeah, the princesses and knights are
brutal.
They're pretty studly.
But it is like, I'm happy that wall is there and not like immediately before the final boss or something. Because the final boss being a wall and the princesses and the knights being a wall is like, okay, this is fair. This seems okay. But yeah, it's super, super, super fun. I really, really hope that someday they make it so that you can properly just like both own copies of the game and play multiplayer. But as of right now, and theoretically forever, you can play with Steam Remote Play. So only one person in your friend group needs to buy the game, and then everyone else can Steam Remote Play,
But if you really love it, you should just all buy it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. Because there's always that like, I want to play this new game, but now I have to convince my entire friend group.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no.
No, you totally don't have to.
Yeah.
ILLD. What is the technology or piece of equipment that you loved the idea of but never reached its potential or was abandoned because it didn't catch on?
Nia. OCZ Nia.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
I know, what a loser.
You got that thing on his head.
He's going nowhere in life.
OCZ Nia. Neural Impulse Actuator Plus Brain Mouse Demonstration Pong Linus Tech Tips. What a title.
Yeah, well, keywords,
what a
man.
title,
It was a different time for SEO.
Oh, I used to have that keyboard. That keyboard was sick.
That keyboard was pretty sick. Its predecessor was better, in my opinion. But
original G15 was better.
Yeah.
That's the Gen 2.
But yeah, look, he's playing the game with his brain. With his brain. It doesn't look like he's using the facial muscle trick either. So So I think he was actually playing with his brain. But yeah, it was cool. I played a Call of Duty match with it and ended up positive. I used it for shooting and reloading. I looked and moved with my mouse and my keyboard, but I used it for shooting and reloading. That was tough. I have always been a fan of alternative input methods. I've always thought they're cool. And this is one of them, you know? When is this? 14 years ago.
Brain control. Let's go.
I bought this from NCIX. I had no idea you had a video on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think I knew you made videos at that point.
I don't think I'd been making videos for very long at that point.
That's true. Yeah, you can see it like try to map out your brainwaves, and then it uses thresholds of these different brainwave activations to create inputs. So when I was messing with this back in the day, I lived in my parents' house because I was in like high school, I think.
Yeah.
And my parents or my brother or someone would come up to the computer desk and like talk to me, and I'd be like trying to play some game or something, and I'd look and go to talk to them, and just everything starts happening because my face is moving, right, and it used facial muscles as some of the inputs, and then you're also thinking about your response and all this kind of stuff. You're not focused on the game anymore, so just everything would go nuts. It was kind of funny because I'd like beg people not to talk to me while I was playing with it because everything would just get screwed up. Oh yeah. Anyways, I would like proper advancements in this technology. I think would have been really cool. But anyways,
anything from you?
Oh, I thought you did a really great job.
Okay, all right.
I have nothing to add.
Sounds good.
What's up, my fellow WANers? Linus, given the option, would you ever replace any of your limbs or organs and become a cyborg? I've been legally blind since I was 11 and have always dreamt of robo-eyes.
Yes, absolutely. But I don't think I would want to until it was like becoming a problem.
I never asked for this.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same page because like I've known from very young that my knees are going to go probably relatively young. So that's one of the reasons that I avoid high impact sports altogether. I don't run. So if I'm going to go out for a jog, I put on rollerblades. Like I do not jog. I'll bike, I'll rollerblade, I will elliptical, I'll go on the stairs, Stairmaster, no problem. But I'm not jogging. I'm not running.
I can imagine some badminton movements aren't awesome for that.
I won't play at facilities. I won't play at facilities that don't have
soft floors,
a cushioned floor. Yeah. And I don't even mean just like a vinyl cushion or like a foam or whatever. I mean like a proper sprung, like dance floor or like a sprung floor, which makes a huge difference in terms of the impact.
Yeah.
And so I work to keep my knees strong, but I've known from very young that it runs thick in my family that my knees are probably going to fall apart in my 40s. So if I had the opportunity to put like way better ones in, I wouldn't hesitate for a second. I'd go for it if they were just like my original ones, but like better. And if I could do the same thing for things like vision, as long as the risk is low, I'd be pretty stoked for it.
I don't think I would want to just jump on it, but like similarly, there's, I've got some problemos, and if they crossed a line, if I'm no longer able to do certain things or whatever, yeah, sure. Yeah, of course.
From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me.
What's that a quote from?
40K.
Okay.
And so yeah, for sure. But there's also variants of it from like everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanted to go into biomedical engineering for a long time to kind of perpetuate the cybernetic things.
Okay, well, I didn't know it was quite that far.
Genesis 8925 asks, would you go full Borg?
I go full Borg.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Here's my issue though: is I would only want to live forever if everyone that I liked would also live forever, and they wouldn't. They wouldn't do that. They'd just be like, nah. So I'm going to live forever by myself? That's lame.
I'd go for it.
Do you see a future where they become extremely common, and then we start offering LTT brand like replacement parts? on LTT Store? Like you get LTT Store brand knees.
No.
The open source and maker community gets behind it.
I got my new arm and it's pink and orange and it's so cute.
Lambo edition.
Lambo edition, 4 arms, baby.
No.
Maybe the cyberpunk future is not that bad if open source and right to repair people are like still
Right to
doing
repair
great.
your body.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into it so bad.
We don't even
I'm going to
do-
own that.
We don't
right?
even do foodstuffs on our store. We don't even sell anything people
I-
ingest because of the liability
You wouldn't
concerns.
do a leg? You
We're
wouldn't
not going
sell
to
somebody
do
a
body
leg?
parts.
Well, why not?
We're not going to do body parts.
What do you mean? You don't want people to have Trust Me Pro warranties on their literal legs?
Well, what I literally don't want to do is be responsible for someone's broken legs.
Yeah, but you just replace them. They could just get new ones. You don't have to worry about your legs breaking because you just get new ones. That's the whole point of it.
My son's legs malfunctioned and he ran off a cliff. I would like to warranty my son, please.
It's going to cost $10,000 for his new back that has to come out of your...
Luckily, it's the cyberpunk future, so you can realistically just replace everything. So it's fine.
Yeah, I had to print a new kid. This sucks.
I had to print a new kid.
You owe me $45. I'm going to leave you a negative review on our Google Mind Palace.
Okay.
Up next. I dream of the future a lot, if you can tell. Hi, Optilinus Prime, Bumblebee Luke, and Megatron Dan. As a product company, I'm interested in your insight on what I assume are insane logistics for companies with major annual releases. For example, phones or games.
I would hate to be responsible for making sure that there are enough iPhones on September the whatever.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I had someone...
Sounds not that hard if you're NVIDIA.
I think it was on Reddit. Someone was asking me, hey, what's up with you guys like shipping your backpacks in waves, like after you launch? And I'm like, I am not Apple. Like this may surprise our regular viewers, but in the grand scheme of things, we are a pretty small company. So when we launch a new product that we conceivably could sell tens of thousands of units of, it is not manageable for our cash flow to just like make all of it that we could possibly ever need, distribute it globally, and then build up with our production capacity, build up stock levels such that on launch day, everyone who could possibly want one can buy one and get it immediately. It's just not viable. And so, you look at some of the world's most successful companies and what they actually do really well. It's like, is Apple a technology company? Yeah. But they could be the greatest technology company in the world and they wouldn't be worth trillions of dollars. What they are is a logistics and operations company. The fact that they execute what they do with the kind of precision that they do is honestly as impressive as what they do technologically, if not more so sometimes. Some of the tech stuff they do is really cool, man. You've seen the tandem OLED iPad. Whoa. But man, the logistics of it is incredible. Incredible. Like, just go to some other country and like walk into an Apple store. Be like, think about how hard it is to train any one person to do anything. Go to some other country and just walk into an Apple store and you're like, oh, this is an Apple store, but en français. How'd they do that? That's incredible.
I think it's crazy that like
It's incredible.
You can get a can of Coke like almost quite literally anywhere in the world.
Like, yeah.
Like that's
Like,
actually
wow.
wild.
Like, yeah, it's worthless sugar water. So
But
are
get
they a
it
beverage company?
everywhere,
No.
and they have agreements with people to keep it cold.
They're a sales and logistics company,
Yeah.
and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Last one I got for you today. Hey, Dans and those on WAN. Linus, I have an ongoing bet that the GTA 6 will release prior to you painting and finishing the bike.
Impossible. I will do it.
Have you made any progress?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any pictures. Oh, hold on. Where's my phone? Yeah, I got it.
There's a phone in your back pocket.
There's a what now? Oh, it doesn't have a SIM in it right now.
Oh.
My wife Let's find out if she's at home.
Ben Mitchell said, in some parts of Mexico, you can only buy Coke, not water, and it's also cheaper.
I actually knew that.
That's absurd.
I think I've talked before about how I just wanted to work for
Hi, lady,
McDonald's.
are you at home? Can I ask you a favor?
Maybe.
Do you mind Teamsing Dan a couple pictures of the bike progress? Thanks, lady. Okay, bye. Okay, Yvonne is gonna Teams Dan some pictures of bike progress. So I will show you guys. I will show you real progress.
Nice.
You will probably not be very impressed because it really does not look like much right now, but it's something. It's something.
Oh,
Dan?
there's a new one. Hello, Lycus, Lunisism, and Daniel. Linus, as someone with experience, can you give any advice on how one might perform a hostile takeover of the company they work for? Asking for a friend.
I never took over NCIX. The only thing that I did was I bought the intellectual property / assets that were the Linus Tech Tips YouTube channel and linustechtips.com, which at the time was like a barely active blog. And then later, with some help, became the LTT forum. So it was me negotiating the purchase of an asset, not really orchestrating any kind of company takeover. Now, I would love to collect what remains of the skeleton of NCIX and breathe new life into it. That would actually be super cool.
That'd be pretty sick.
I think it would be super cool. But up until now, we have not been able to reach an agreement that has been mutually agreed upon by all parties who would need to be involved in it. So
it's interesting because over time, its value rapidly approaches zero.
Yeah.
What value would it have to literally anyone other than you right now?
Very little.
I can't think of literally anything.
It's a 4letter.com, but it's like a gobbledygook 4letter.com.
It means nothing. Also, people don't care anymore.
Oh, dude, the NCIX brand is...
No, I don't mean the brand.
Oh.
I don't think people care about 4-letter domains anymore.
Oh, interesting.
People aren't typing in domains.
.coms.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, you're probably right.
It's apps and searches. It's not...
Yeah.
No one cares anymore.
I mean, they still cost money.
Of course.
But it's not like it used to be where
it
you
used
could
to be
just...
prestigious.
You could camp a domain and literally the value of it would be parabolic over time.
Yeah.
Got your picks?
X.com though? Yeah. And no one cares.
Yeah.
Which is my point.
My silent protest every time I go to that site is I type twitter.com.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's actually not slower.
Also, your browser's just going to autocomplete.
Yeah.
I really, the short domain thing, it's still cool. And some old heads will see it and be like, oh, sweet. But almost no one cares.
Andney in Floatplane chat says, years ago, I saw people type Facebook login instead of facebook.com into it. Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore. So your domain is unimportant and doesn't matter now. Your brand name got trashed on the way out anyways, and no one cares, and it's been a long time and everyone's forgotten. So
I haven't forgotten.
Yeah.
I would like to bring back NCIX.com.
Other than you, it doesn't have value to anyone.
I also don't think anyone else would really have a shot at it.
Do anything with it. Yeah.
What would we do with it? I already know, but...
Body parts.
Yeah, what would you do? Stop.
Sell legs!
Legs, Linus. It's the new frontier.
Dan, nobody wants leg. Everyone's trying to get rid of leg.
But okay. If computer starts getting less interesting...
There it is.
Oh. If computers start getting less interesting, you could start reviewing body parts.
No, we're not gonna use it for reviews.
Why review a monitor when you could review a cybernetic eye?
Yeah, we gotta get over this cakeless thing that's happened.
Return Linus's cake. Cybernetic cake.
2024 Linus cake is this year's model is way worse. More Linus, less cake.
A lot less firm this year.
Let's look at motorbike pictures.
All right, let's look at some of the pictures.
Some depleted
Oh,
mass.
okay. So these are testers. The
cake.
finished color is going to be the one that's in the bottom right. So that's the same pink that is in the top left, but with the effect layer that's on the top right over top of it.
Okay.
I feel like I like the top left one most, but the lighting on this is also
Yes, it's suspect.
inconsistent. Yeah.
It's suspect. So here's some primed plastic parts, and as well as my primed wheels. One or two of them need some sanding and maybe a quick reattempt at the priming, but they're pretty okay. And that is the front bloody hell fairing, and that is the.
That's it.
Oh.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Jeez.
And I guess I've got one more merch message, and then that's about it. Yo, how do you guys measure input latency? I stream to my Stream Deck, and latency is completely negligible for most games, but others I think I barely notice. Can't tell if it's in my head or not.
Do we have an article?
There's actually an overlay for, depending what streaming thing you're using, there should be an overlay that shows you what your latency is. I can promise you it is not negligible, but depending on the games you're playing, it can be way less noticeable. So tape to tape, for example, everybody remote plays in, and it's pretty great. So hold on a second. They're talking about like in-home streaming though.
Yeah, but they asked how do we measure input latency,
sure.
and I thought it was interesting. There's an article in the labs written by Oni with James and Antoine doing the.
And they did ask how we do it.
And this is how Labs conducts tests on mice. And if you scroll down a little bit, they have the latency and sensor test section. This is a very cool article. Check it out.
Yeah. All right. That's mostly it for the show, but there is a quick last thing. I did end up watching some of Louis's video that he uploaded shortly before the WAN show last week. I don't think I made through quite as much of it as Dr. Ian Cuttress did. Yeah, he got through 20 minutes before deciding it was, quote, not worth the mental effort. What I saw so far seems to be a classic bad faith, assume the absolute worst load of bullshit, frankly. The main premise for his medical diagnosis of me with a personality disorder appears to be that I can never admit when I'm wrong. But my first interaction with this man was to admit that I was wrong in public and cordially invite him to collaborate so that we could correct the record in front of 2.2 million people. Literally. This is the first interaction we ever have where I say, I was wrong, show me the right way to do it so that I can show my viewers. There's also a bit in here about how I intentionally texted the wrong number for Steve. No, of course it wasn't intentional. You'd be in a difficult mental state too in that situation. But, and this is going to just blow up the narrative, I'm going to take that feedback and get that mistake removed, and or we'll add the context that while, yes, Steve does have the number active, he primary is a different number. Anyway, maybe there's an appropriate time and place to address the rest of this stuff, but y'all are clearly tired of hearing about it here, so we're going to see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye! That was my cybernetic arm.
I liked it.
I had to run the wave function.